it's not the end of the world, and we're still in a good position.
You know, you hear the noise on the outside, don't you? Whereas, are you guys protecting yourselves? I know some will still want to go on social media, but how do you kind of see that difference, like the narrative outside versus inside?
Yeah, I think people and players deal with it in different ways. Some people see it and don't care. Some people see it and it affects them, and some people don't look at all. So, yeah, I think that's a very individual thing, the way you deal with social media and noise from the outside. Obviously, a lot of these players are at big clubs anyway, and they have to deal with it day in, day out. So, yeah, we're accustomed to dealing with noise, and it's just the main focus of the group is focusing on inside and know what we're about and know what we're trying to achieve and do it our way.
That's Lewis Dunk, Brighton and England defender. Will he get a chance at this Euros? Who knows? Dean Ashton, former England striker. Have you recovered from that performance against Denmark?
Only just, but I am not one of these people that has completely pressed the panic button and doesn't know where they are and just wants to give up. It's just, I do find it a little strange because we didn't lose the game. The performance obviously was turgid, what lacked any energy, cohesion. Of course it did, but it's not as if our goal was completely peppered. You know, the goal came from distance. That was really their main threat, and we didn't lose the game. And that has been a difference to tournaments in the past where we would have lost that game. So I'm certainly not in the camp of panicking and totally lambasting Gareth and the players as yet. But something drastic feels like it has to change. I think that's pretty obvious in terms of what Gareth's going to do next, whether that is a change of system or certainly personnel, because it obviously hasn't particularly worked in terms of the performances so far.
What would you change?
I think there needs to be a player in there that is incredibly comfortable at receiving it off the back four, and I think release Declan Rice a little bit further forwards. I think and Adam Wharton's shown that he is that type of player, and other countries would trust these young players. We've seen it, you know, with Turkey, with other teams that trust many of their young players that are in their squads. And I wouldn't want to go to a back three. I wouldn't want to go back to that because I just don't think that would suit who we've got in the squad at this moment in time. But I just feel like there needs to be a little bit of something extra in that midfield area, and I think Adam Wharton or Amenu, somebody that's really comfortable receiving it off the back four and playing through. And also Gareth needs to improve the pressure from the top end of the pitch. How easy it was for Denmark to just play their way out was incredible. I was so surprised how easy it was for them to play out, and we were sitting so deep because we were forced back because of the way we lacked a genuine press from the front and the midfield players.
Yeah, I totally agree with all of that. Interestingly enough, if you head on to TalkSport's social media platforms, we're doing great things on Instagram at TalkSport and on Facebook as well, our YouTube channel. Getting a lot of hits. Subscribe to that. There will be a feature on there asking Lewis Dunk a lot of quick-fire questions. One of them was, who's impressed you most in the England camp? His answer, Dean, was Adam Wharton. And he's actually the player that's really impressed me in this second half of the season in the Premier League. Not just stepping up to first-team football as a teenager in the Championship, which is difficult enough with Blackburn, but seamlessly, mid-season, going into the Premier League and looking like he's been there all his life, looking like he's a 30-year-old veteran of it, and now coming into an England side, albeit for a friendly that we've seen him in, and looking like he's totally comfortable wearing the three lions. I would trust him in an England game, bearing in mind we are as good as through to the knockouts. I'd definitely trust him in this game coming up against Slovenia.
Yeah, and I remember your comments after that game of how impressed you were at how he just strolled into that midfield area and looked as if it was a training game. I thought he looked incredible as well. Look, I'm not pinning all my hopes on Adam Wharton, but I think he could be a really key component to resetting that midfield area and maybe giving Declan Rice a job to do a little bit further forwards in terms of setting off a better press for England. He's going to have to make some big calls, Gareth. There's no doubt about it. There's so many good players, whether it is a dropping a Foden, a Saka, or a Kane. He's going to have to make some very, very big calls. But I think it's there. I think he has to do it. Otherwise, we could fall away in such a very disappointing way, where it feels as if he can reset and be a little bit, have a little bit more of a nasty edge in terms of his team selection, I still think there's a great tournament for us to be had.
Just very quickly on Harry Kane, you nearly mentioned him there. You got half the name Kane out. Stuart Pearce said, he would definitely consider dropping Kane. Alvin Martin earlier on TalkSport said, that has to be a consideration. As an ex-striker yourself, where do you stand on it?
I think it was exactly the right decision to take him off when he did, Gareth Southgate, and nobody should be undroppable. Nobody should feel as if they're so comfortable in a team that they can cruise. And I personally feel, and Harry could come out and prove me wrong, there's no way he's fit. There's no way he is properly fit. He's not moving in the way that I've seen him when he's been fit. And as a player, as you know, you can get through games, you can still look good, he still scored his goal, but he's not doing all the things that make him such a great player. He looked off it, there's signs of that. So as a manager, you have to go, that isn't right. We need to get you right, but in the meantime, maybe Ollie or an Ivan Toney is a better option for this game. But that's a massive call, of course it is.
Be a gigantic call, wouldn't it? Dean, for the time being, thanks very much. England, Slovenia will be live on TalkSport. Of course, all these games at the Euros are live on TalkSport. We'll be in Cologne for that one, and really looking forward to it as well, believe it or not. That's on Tuesday night on TalkSport. Myself will be there, Jim Proudfoot, and Stuart Pearce, the former England captain as well. That was all thanks to Carling, 18+. Please drink responsibly.
Camp updates on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
And a bit of outside perspective as well. A few of us, Stuart Pearce, myself, our producer Deck, our engineer James, went to the darts in Leverkusen last night. We had a great night, by the way. Fantastic night. The Wade Bully Boy game was absolutely sensational. Brilliant evening at the darts. But speaking to German fans there, they were telling us they think it's laughable, the overreaction from England fans to what happened against Denmark. They were thinking, top of the group, not playing well, but you'll grow into the tournament. They were thinking nothing wrong. They think it's an absolute joke that some England fans are calling for Gareth Southgate to go mid-tournament. That was their view on it. We know how passionate England fans are here on TalkSport.
Euro Game Day live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh!
What are you doing there?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of...
Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app, only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
I need to get snacks. I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP. Gotta find a BP. All my mates, they won't like me. Gotta find a Oh, well, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Love to see that.
It's starting, come on.
Make sure your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit, drive away happy every time.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 2 for £8 on selected Fire Pit barbecue products. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. Majority of larger stores ends 22nd of September, excludes Northern Ireland Club Card or app required.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Get your classic Game Day flame grilled Whopper made fresh and delivered to your door. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Talken Sporten und Talken Sporten 2.
Licensed broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Full match commentary of tomorrow's games. Scotland versus Hungary.
On TalkSport.
What a goal!
Switzerland versus Deutschland.
On TalkSport 2.
Goal for Germany!
Kick-off 8 p.m.
Absolutely first class!
Sounds like summer. Feels like football.
UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Energizing ball by ball, kick by kick coverage at the same time on TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
He's done it again!
Ist mein Tor!
Footy Fulfillment on TalkSport with Burger King. Satisfy your burger craving with the ultimate flame grilled experience delivered to your door. Order your Burger King delivery now.
It's TalkSport live at the Euros. Now, ahead of this tournament, we've teamed up with Burger King to find out Darren Bent's ideal dinner lineup and international football memories. TalkSport's Sam Ellard has been asking the questions.
Most England fans, we think we've got our best chance of winning silverware for the first time since 1966. Let's now look ahead to that tournament where the former England international, a member of the 100 Premier Club, Darren Bent. We're all here thanks to our good friends at Burger King. Yeah. Do you like a BK, by the way?
Yeah, unbelievable. Whopper. What a burger.
Everyone just goes for the Whopper.
That's not my favourite, though.
Well, oh, go on.
Extra large bacon double cheeseburger meal.
If you go to your local Burger King, Euston Station, pick up the phone, nobody's off limits, 3 former teammates to come and join you on a table to catch up, chew the fat over at Burger King. Who are you picking up the phone to?
Grand Darren Ambrose. One
is your boy, isn't he?
He's my boy. Kieran Richardson. Another one of my boys. Yeah, man. I spent a lot of time with Kieran as young kids and then at Fulham and at Sunderland and at Villa. So Kieran Richardson and Anton Ferdinand probably.
Anton Ferdinand?
Yeah.
Your memories of playing for England. 2010 World Cup, you were in the provisional squad, weren't you? But didn't make the final squad.
Yeah, after 25 goals that season. But
we'll
leave that there.
And I was going to say, 25 goals. No, seriously, could you quite believe you didn't make the squad that year?
Do you know what? I could, because it happened to me in 2006 when I scored 22 and didn't go. So even though it hurt, I was used to it. That emotion of not getting selection. But yeah.
Did you get a phone call? Did someone tell you what?
Yeah, the first time was Sven, the second time was Capello. But to be fair, Capello, I got after that World Cup where it didn't go so well. I played in all the qualifiers. Like he picked me, I started and I scored a lot of goals in them qualifiers. But yeah, 2010 was the one where it's like, oof, if I could have gone to that one, because I was in probably the form of my life at the time.
And did he tell you why you didn't get
no,
picked?
And that
no
was
phone call, that was it.
Phone call from Fabio. Hi, Darren. You've done really well, but unfortunately I'm not going to take you this time, but just keep working hard and hopefully you'll be in the next squad. But to be fair to him, he the very first squad the next season, he said to me, I made a mistake. I should have taken you and I apologise for that. But now you're going to be my number 9 start. And he was true to his word.
And then so you would be the 9, Rooney would sort of play off you?
He was playing like left or just off me, yeah. It was, I mean, it sounds strange that Wayne Rooney played off me. It was
just to get you in the team, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, it was a man of his word, to be fair, Fabio.
Honestly, did you enjoy going away with England?
Loved it. And do you know what? I loved it at the time, but I probably took it for granted as well. Like, it is an honour. Like, you're part of the best 22 players in the country, like in the Premier League, which is probably arguably the best league in the world.
Absolutely.
Household names. I mean, when I was in the squad, Beckham's, Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard, Rio, Terry. I mean, it's actually cool. But no, it's one of them. But yeah, when you're no longer getting picked, you take it for granted. But when you're in it, it's an experience, man. It's the best feeling in the world.
If you look at this England team now, it's like bunch of best mates going away, having a good time together. Did you feel that? Any sort of tension between Liverpool, United, Chelsea lads?
I wouldn't say tension, but there was definitely the Arsenal lot, the Man United lot, Liverpool, Chelsea. There was definitely that Man United. There was that rivalry there, and rightly so. These guys were the best clubs on the globe, and there was no social media back then, neither was there. Because you look at it now, they're all friends, they're all on each other's social medias, they jump on each other's profiles, there's pictures there, left, right, centre. Maybe if that was been in my era, then maybe things might have been different, but certainly there was a little bit of, I won't say friction, because that's probably not even the right word, but you could definitely sense that rivalry between Liverpool, United, Arsenal, those top teams, yeah, for sure.
Well, for it to happen once is bad enough, but twice for Darren Bent to be left out, having scored so many goals, you've got to feel for the fella. That was Darren Bent there, bringing you his international football memories, all thanks to Burger King.
Footy Fulfillment on Talk Sport with Burger King. Satisfy your burger craving with the ultimate flame grilled experience delivered to your door. Order your Burger King delivery now.
And by the way, I am with him on the bacon double cheeseburger thing. And tomorrow between 4 and 7 UK time, we're going to be building up to Scotland's crucial game with Hungary in Stuttgart with a special show live from Dusseldorf. It'll be me with the Drive King, Darren Bent. We'll get together for the first time at these Euros. That's between 4 and 7 tomorrow on Talk Sport. But coming up, it is Portugal against Turkey. Let's take a look at the latest odds with William Hill.
In the Zone on Talk Sport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Sam Norris from William Hill. Let's talk about this game then in Dortmund. Turkey, Portugal. What about the outrights for this?
Yeah, Portugal, the firm favourites this one at 8-13. The draw 29-10 and Turkey at 24-5. Portugal have been pretty steady at that price, to be honest, over the course of the last half an hour or so, which is something of a surprise. Anybody looking to get Turkey on side today will have been disappointed with the team news, obviously changing goal, and disappointed we're not going to get to see Arda Güler again, who really starred in their first match of the tournament. So a weaker side than one would have expected from a Turkey point of view. It hasn't moved the odds very much, though. Portugal still 8-13.
Give me a bet builder. I'm putting you on the spot, but give me a bet builder.
Yeah, I always like to get a bet builder going. Look, I'm going to stick with Portugal. I think they're a good price now. Obviously, brilliant in qualifying. 10 wins from 10 games, only conceded a couple of goals. It was a soft group, yes, but they were pretty relentless, and they're fancied by quite a few people to go deep in this tournament. Going to play both teams to score as well. Arda Güler not playing as tempered enthusiasm for that a little bit, but I'll stick with it. Turkey looked pretty good going forward in their first game. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be an obvious one. I'm going to take him over 4 shots in the game. He had 5 of them on match day 1, so it's going to be a shoot on sight policy for Cristiano Ronaldo. He had more shots, by the way, than anybody else during qualifying. And Bruno Fernandes had more assists than anybody else during Euro qualifying, with 8 of them. And I thought he was everywhere in the game against Czechia without contributing in the assist column. So I'll go Portugal win, both teams to score, Ronaldo over 4 shots, Fernandes to assist a goal. That is 9-1, but it gets to north of 11-1 with the 25% bet boost here at William Hill. And I'll leave you with one more enhancement on the game, and this is sure to be popular. We mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo, who always attracts loads of support from the punters. We are now 6-4 that Ronaldo has over 1 shot on target in this game. That's boosted out from 8-11. 6-4, he has 2 or more shots on target. He managed 3 in the first game and should get some more opportunities again today, you feel.
Sam, great stuff. That was a look at the latest odds. Thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on Talk Sport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Co-commentator Dean Ashton is with us. I want to focus a bit more on Portugal. Some things we just heard there, actually. I mean, Pepe at 41, I don't know if that's a problem or not. He was really good in the first game, but if you're in the attacking side up against Pepe, if you're a striker up against Pepe, you've surely got to look at his age without being rude and think to yourself, I've got a chance here, right?
Yes, I think so, but you look at who's alongside him as well. You know, the other night they made sure they had, 22-year-old Nuno Mendes with plenty of pace, who had the aggression of Ruben Dias as well alongside him. So it's not like they're sticking another ageing centre-back with him. And he's got his own aggression. He's never lost that, Pepe. I think he struggled to contain it many times over the years. but as he's got older, he's tried to, but he's still got that genuine aggression that I don't think you'd enjoy playing against him. Yes, you would feel like if you could get him and isolate him 1v1, that you could have the beating of him. And Yilmaz will feel like that today if he can pull him into certain areas. But you have to get over that first part of how aggressive he is as a defender and how he reads the game before you can maybe then have the advantages.
João Palhinha comes in for this game. We're expecting him to be in centre midfield, the Fulham man. We know him well. He's got a lot of qualities. He's also a walking yellow card as well, João Palhinha. Why do you think he's been brought in specifically for this game?
I think because of the threat that Turkey pose, because they're a very attacking side. Turkey, yes, they'll give you a chance at the back, but they'll look to go forwards. They'll look to try and press Portugal high, and I think it's important they do have that holding midfield player, Paulinho. Paulinho's been to the Fernandinho school of holding just a yellow card for most of the game, even though he may get it really early. And honestly, it has to be a skill. It must be, Aid. You know, we see it with certain players all of the time. Morsi in particular for Ipswich is another one I keep seeing that just holds this yellow card for the rest of the game. But he's going to be really important, because what he will do is he'll then drop in between the two centre-backs today, now that they're playing a 4 instead of a 3, which will allow Cancelo and Mendes to really push forwards. So he plays a key role, and actually it was a surprise he didn't play the other night, because he's been pretty much a mainstay in Roberto Martinez's Portuguese side because of the qualities that he brings in that defensive role.
Yeah, Paulinho and Vitinha. I think Vitinha was brilliant in the last game. He was man of the match against Czechia. This is 3.5 years ago. He scored a 40-yard beauty past keeper Matt Irwin at Victory Park, home of National League North side Chorley. It was in the FA Cup. It was his only goal for Wolves. It was on loan from Porto. Little did we know what he'd go on to achieve. He's now at Paris Saint-Germain. He's already won 4 titles in 2 different countries. He's only 24 years old. Vitinha's become really crucial, I think, to this Portugal side.
He has. He really surprised. I know he's been obviously much better, certainly this season as well. In some really big games, he's impressed me. But again, the way I thought he controlled, when you think he's got players like Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva in those similar roles, those creative roles, and he was absolutely brilliant. And I wouldn't have said that having watched him at Wolves. I just thought there was a player there that maybe was overhyped and that wasn't ready, certainly. And some players just take a little bit longer than others to reach that genuine potential. But right now, what a wonderful talent he is. And if anything, with Paulinho playing in the side, he will get to go forwards even more.
Well, earlier it finished Georgia 1, Czechia 1. Georgia missing an absolute sitter right at the end of the game. That was in Hamburg, finished 1 apiece, so they stay the bottom 2 in the group. So Turkey, Portugal coming up in Dortmund. Winner will win the group. Huge prize on offer, and it's coming up 15 minutes to kick off live on TalkSport.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Get the ultimate food satisfaction this half-time with the flame-grilled bacon double cheeseburger XL. Order now on the Burger King app.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app, only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
I need to get snacks. I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP. Gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 2 for £8 on selected fire pit barbecue products. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. Majority of larger stores ends 22nd of September, excludes Northern Ireland. Club Card or app required.
I tell you what, Jeff, it's been some journey, but here they are, just moments away from the whistle.
Absolutely, there's been twists, there's been turns, not to mention that parking of the bus. But as the clock runs down, I think they're going to make it.
It goes to show that you can really handle the pressure when your tyres are performing.
I'm home. Has the game started yet?
Top performance.
Driving home for the match? Keep your tyres in peak condition. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh!
What are you doing there?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Soccer punch your summer.
They've scored!
No one gets you closer to the action.
And it's a magnificent goal.
Kick it up, kick it in, kick it on.
Euro Game Day Live
on TalkSport.
Well, we have passed the 450 mark on the TalkSport network. At these Euros, we have hit over 450 live football commentaries this season. All began back on Saturday, 22nd of July, with England's opening game of the Women's World Cup. They went on to the final. Between then and now, we have broadcast the following games: 136 Premier League, 100 Championship, including all the playoffs, 40 FA Cup, 31 Champions League, 24 here at Euro 2024, 17 in the Carabao Cup, 14 Europa League, 11 League One including the playoffs, 10 Women's World Cup, 10 Euro 2024 qualifiers, 9 international friendlies, 9 League Two including the playoffs, 8 Women's Super League, 6 Europa Conference League, 6 EFL Trophy, 5 Women's Nations League, 4 Women's FA Cup, 4 Women's Champions League, 2 Women's International Friendlies, 1 Women's League Cup, 1 Community Shield, 1 Game for Ukraine, 1 Soccer Aid, and I've not even included the 2 TalkSport Trophy games. We are your station for live football, but not just that. We've also reported on games in the National League, the FA Trophy, FA Vars, UEFA Super Cup, Scottish Premiership, Scottish FA Cup, Scottish League Cup, and on Saturdays I've also brought you results from the Scottish Championship, Scottish League 1, Scottish League 2, from the Cymru Premier, Irish Premiership, Women's Championship, as well as National Leagues North and South. You do not need to go anywhere else. Just keep it with us on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 for all the football you need. Dean Ashton is about to watch Portugal take on Turkey. Intrigued by Turkey and how they'll cope with the changes. Their manager Vincenzo Montella, a former Fulham striker, scored 2 goals at Ellen Road in a friendly win against England 22 years ago after coming on as a half-time sub for Francesco Totti. I think that he is key in how he manages this situation, but also the Turkey support in the first game was superb, and that could be key as well, Dean.
It certainly will be, and we can already see just how many Turkey supporters are in here, very much outnumbering the Portuguese supporters, and they're going to need to get behind their team because Portugal are such an impressive outfit. Roberto Martinez has tried to go away from the pragmatic approach that the previous regime had, and he's trying to open up and set free this Portuguese team, and Turkey and themselves, they're not going to sit back. They like to press. They've got players who are young and hungry and want to go and chase the ball and win it back. So it makes for a fascinating contest.
Oh, it really does. Interestingly, after the Czechs lost to Portugal, they said that the players said that Portugal's numbers in midfield was the reason they controlled the game and why Czechia defended so deeply. And they've even added Palhinha to that. That's where Portugal's real strength is, plus attacking players off the bench as well.
Yes, because he allows the fullbacks to go as well, and they don't just overlap. They will drift into midfield and they'll outnumber you. They'll have 5 or 6 in the middle of the pitch with Bernardo, another player that will then drift into the middle. And that's how they're so good at playing through, how they're so good at being able to keep possession and pin you back in. But it's whether Turkey can stop them playing out because of that high press that Vincenzo Montella will allow his team to go and try and press for a certain period of time, and if they can win the ball higher up, that's when you can try and expose the likes of Pepe.
Well, players on their way out. So as a Portugal fan holds up a Ronaldo shirt, there must be more Ronaldo 7 shirts in Germany right now than there has ever been before. Ronaldo has good records in Dortmund, 5 in 4 when playing at this stadium, so he will fancy his chances. You know he always does. Didn't get off the mark in the first game, but remember, it's his 11th tournament. Just let that sink in for a moment. Cristiano Ronaldo's 11th tournament. He must be desperate to make sure he gets a goal at yet another one. Will it come today? He's at the front of the line of Portuguese players, standing behind the match officials in the tunnel as they make their way out onto the pitch in Dortmund ahead of the game. Turkey won their first game, Portugal won their first game, and they both know that winning this game wins the group and means a third place sides in the round of 16. So all to play for as the teams take their place behind the big banner that says Dortmund laid out on the pitch here at the Westfalenstadion. TalkSport Live in Germany. A huge stadium. This was the venue for one of the World Cup semi-finals in 2006. One of the Euros finals this year will be in Dortmund as well. One of the very best stadia in Germany. It's a lot like Anfield, but a big bowl of a stadium. Tight in on the pitch as well. Should make it an even better atmosphere. Live from Dusseldorf, from a sports bar in Dusseldorf. Fans are in fine voice in Dortmund as we await the 2 national anthems. First up will be the Turkish one, the Independence March. My apologies, that was the Portuguese national anthem, and what a rendition that was, not just from fans but from players as well. And now the Turkish national anthem. the acoustics in that stadium are absolutely fantastic, but the fans, and it's an understatement, are in fine voice. Tonight, Belgium need a win after losing their opener against Slovakia. They take on Romania in Cologne. It's live, of course, on TalkSport. Romania won their first game comfortably. But let's focus on this one. Winner wins Group F and faces one of the third-place qualifiers in the round of 16. The prize for victory in Dortmund then is huge. It's Portugal against Turkey with your commentary team on TalkSport. The former England striker Dean Ashton, alongside your commentator Adam Bridge.
Thank you very much, Adrian. The prize in Dortmund is huge. The noise in Dortmund is huge as well. Officially only around 15,000 Portuguese fans in. Sounded more like 60,000 during the rendition of that national anthem. But they are outnumbered and outflanked by the Turks, of course, a very large Turkish community within Germany. They certainly outnumbered the Georgians when these sides met here on Tuesday, and they've done it again today. So expect plenty of noise for Vincenzo Montella's side, who make 4 changes ahead of kick-off today. Binders is coming in goal due to the injury sustained by the keeper Cardiolo, Pardajé, Akaidon and Chilik across the back. Ayhan is alongside Chanaholo, who are in central midfield, with Kerci as well. The 2 wide players, Aktukolo and Akun, and Yilmaz will lead the line for this Turkish side this evening. As for Portugal, 1 change from the victory against Czechia, and that sees the introduction of João Palhinha into midfield. Diogo Dalot drops down to the bench, so it's Costa in goal. A switch to a back 4 of Cancelo, Diaz, Pepe and Mendes. Of course, Pepe continues to set a new record for the oldest outfield player to play at a European Championships. Fernandes is alongside Palhinha and Vitinha in midfield, with Silva and Leo flanking Cristiano Ronaldo, who will lead the line up top for Portugal. The man in charge, Felix Weyer, the German. Bastian Dankert is in the VAR room. Of course, we've seen some little ball VAR action in the last 24 hours. Some unwanted, I think it was felt last night, particularly in that game between the Netherlands and France. But nonetheless, we are all set and ready to go in Dortmund. The sun is shining. Temperature's about to get turned up, I think, in Germany over the next few days. Hopefully the storms will depart. And we are all set for what should be a cracker, Dean Ashton.
Very much so. Both teams coming into this not in fantastic form defensively. So let's hope that we see plenty of goals and both teams looking to get the upper hand.
Yeah, that win against Georgia was the first win in their last 6 games for Turkey, and the first time they've won their opening game at a Euros. They have previously managed to win 2 consecutive games before in the competition, but it's not something they do particularly regularly, and their record against Portugal at this competition is not good. They've lost to them all 3 times. Only Russia have a worst head-to-head record against sides. They lost 4 times to Spain, and that could be an unwanted record that Turkey could pick up this evening. 30 seconds in, it's going to be Portugal who are kicking from left to right in the opening 45 minutes. They are, of course, in their traditional red and green, and it's the all-white with the red flashes for Turkey. And immediately Pepe, at advanced age, of course, as we know, 41 years of age, 117 days today. You've got Cristiano Ronaldo at that whopping great 39 years and 138 days. But looking at the close-up during the anthem, not a single wrinkle on him at all. Here's Bernardo Silva towards the edge of the penalty area, sweeps an early ball into the box. Cristiano Ronaldo with a shot on the volley, and it's a tame one that's comfortably gathered away to our right-hand side.
But that would have been something very, very special. Ball played down the line towards Leao, little Cruyff flick in towards Bruno Fernandes, who let it run between his legs and then passed it into Bernardo Silva, who'd made a run off the back of his teammate and then clipped the ball towards Ronaldo, who sized it up for the spectacular right foot volley and just didn't quite catch it. Couldn't put an end to a wonderful flowing move from Portugal, who will show that they've got all of that quality when they put it together.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, the first cross of the game from them. They managed 30 against Czechia, the most in match day 1 and the most by a Portuguese side since back in 2016 against Austria in this competition, as Pepe heads comfortably back into the arms of the man away to our left-hand side, Diogo Costa, and the booing immediately is for every time a Portuguese player has possession of the ball. That's a sign of how they are outnumbered here, the Portuguese players and supporters this evening, in what is almost like a home game for Turkey. Well, they take advantage though. Here's Ruben Diaz, midway inside his own half, just away to the left-hand side. He plays the ball out to Pepe. Pepe will go to the far left-hand touchline where Mendes is there and just tries to play a ball up the line to look for Leao, but they'll keep possession quite comfortably in the middle of the park, and it's one of the reasons I think that Polinia's in there.
Yeah, certainly. To allow the fullbacks to go, Cancelo will drift inside into a midfield role. He's got the ball now.
Lovely little flick from Bernardo Silva down this right-hand side for Cancelo, and now we have the first foul of the game, and it will be a free kick just inside the Portuguese half. It's just a catching of the back of the boot that time of Vitinha.
Yeah, the old school rake down the back of the Achilles there from Kirkju on Vitinha. I think it was actually accidental rather than meaning it.
Plays his football, of course, in Benfica, so in Portugal, so he'll be familiar with a fair few of the players. I mean, when you just go for this Portuguese squad, there is so much talent. Here's Fernandes at the edge of the box on his left foot, tries the shot, blocked at the edge of the D and blocked well on this occasion. And Portugal will gather it back on halfway, but then give possession away as a ball is attempted to be played forward, that time by Artukurlo, but João Cancelo will pick it up once more.
Didn't hold back, did he there? Lordakcha, the centre-back with his braided back, threw everything. Head, arms, body, the whole lot in front of Bruno Fernandes, who was looking to strike with his left foot after a magnificent flick from Vitinha.
Didn't waste any time. Here's Yilmaz down the right-hand side for Turkey as they get forward for the first time in this game, and they're going to get a throw on that far side level with the penalty spot. I think Orkun Kökçü wanted a little bit more. He was appealing for a handball, but the referee and his assistant not interested.
Super tempo to the start of this game. And already signs that Turkey are not going to sit there. They'll want to test this Portuguese backline. They don't want to test those attacking players, whether they're happy to defend or not.
It was such a terrific game against Georgia as that ball was played across early into the edge of the 6-yard box again, and once more Artukurlo, who scored that third goal in the victory over Georgia after the keeper had come up, was just trying to get in the penalty area and get a shot away on target, but it's a goal kick again for Portugal.
Yeah, it was just an awkward height, wasn't it, for Artukurlo. Looked to try and bring it down, or maybe was just put off by the presence of Ruben Diaz, but Diaz he wasn't alert to the run. The run was excellent from the winger, just cutting into the penalty area.
So on ball punted forward that's going to be comfortably looked after by Altay Bayındır, away to our right hand side. In goal, of course, today, that injury for Günok, who is not even in the squad today, as you know as well. One of 4 changes. Artukurlo with a little injury as well, the teenage sensation who scored that wonderful goal against Georgia. Let's hope that's nothing too serious. There was talk he may be rested today anyway because of the rigours for a teenager in this competition. Delightful raking ball down that right hand side. Çelik inside the box, chance for Turkey inside the 6-yard area, half cleared, and he looks like he's gone down in some discomfort here again. Artukurlo, he's rolling around in the goal mouth at this moment in time. What an opportunity though for Turkey to take the lead.
Oh, brilliant ball to start with. Raking pass over to the right hand side, great ball in behind the defence. Cancelo sleeping, didn't even see Artukurlo trying to sneak in behind him, tried to score with the outside of his right foot when really it would have been better to go with the inside of the left, and in the end just got a glancing blow on the ball, nowhere near the goal. Ruben Diaz cleared. It's a great chance.
I'm not too sure how he's picked up an injury there either. I'm thinking maybe that's because he's a little embarrassed that his effort on target that wasn't on target.
Yeah, it's amazing how they occur, isn't it, when you miss from 2 yards out. Just went with the wrong foot for me.
Short corner taken for Turkey. Akın with the ball swung towards the far side, half-headed clear. Bernardo Silva's going to chase it out, but it'll be a throw to Turkey, this time down that right-hand side. Poliniya, that time with a defensive header, and it was needed as well. There were 2 Turkish players just gathering at that back post. Throw taken short this time on that far side. Turkey again with the quality that was shown early on by Çelik, one of the 4 changes coming into the starting lineup today. We saw him as a substitute against Georgia, but already he's having an influence on this game. That's a really poor pass forward that time by Barache. An opportunity for Portugal, swung into the box. Cristiano Ronaldo's there, takes it down. First touch not the best, and it's half cleared out to this right hand side, only as far as Bernardo Silva, who goes to the edge of the penalty area, right for the ball towards the back post where Ronaldo was up again, but he heads it high and wide. And again, Portugal on the counter, really threatening that Turkish goal.
Yeah, it was a sloppy pass to start with from Turkey. Portugal made full advantage of that. Vitinha just zipping one along the surface, and then it got clipped over the top for Ronaldo. Sloppy touch from him to start with, and then when it was recycled back in, Cancelo looking to lift it. Bruno Fernandes was in a much better position, but Ronaldo was up and was probably never going to give that opportunity up to head towards goal, and had a glancing blow over the top. Great start to the game.
João Cancelo, of course, who was on loan at Barca at the end of last season. I think the relationship's certainly very fractured with Guardiola, so I don't think he's going to find his way back to Manchester City, that's for sure. Where he will end up, who knows? He did score Portugal's first goal in qualifying for this tournament, that incredibly successful qualifying campaign, of course, where they managed to top Group J with a perfect record of 10 wins, only conceding 2 goals throughout the entire qualifying campaign. It really was a dream start for Roberto Martinez in charge of this Portuguese side. Here's Diaz with plenty of time on the ball, unchallenged, midway inside his own half, goes to the left-hand side where he finds Pepe, and then Mendes will team up nicely with Leao on that far side. They've already made advances of 10-15 yards here. Now down this right-hand side, Ronaldo's dropped in short, an exchange of passes with Vitinha. On this near touchline, it's Bernardo Silva once more, who just drifts infield and then happily gives it back to Diaz. Silva down this near touchline, and again it's João Cancelo who's made the move just in front of him. It's back with Diaz on this near side, and the 3 Man City players happy just to keep the ball between them and allow the Turkish forwards just to try and chase, but not really press too high and hard.
No, I think there's that respect there as Leao faces up.
Leao on the far side gets the ball across the penalty area. It was rolling across the penalty spot, and Cardiolo was the one who had to come across and clear, and then they try and counter down the right hand side, Turkey, but again it's Yunus Akgün who just gets stopped in his tracks by a really good tackle from João Paulinho.
Yeah, just got to be careful there. Cilic, the right back, who's come in to allow Leao just to control that and face him up 1v1. Doesn't want to be caught out too often. Leao's so good at running with the ball, with the pace and trickery that he possesses. But Portugal there, before that switch of play, like a boxer just jabbing with their passes, nice and sharp and crisp.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport. Turkey on the attack down that right-hand side again. It'll slip that time by Akgün. Cilic's there to support, though, off the angle of the box, chips the ball forward, looking for Yilmaz, who'd started to make the run. They have it again on the right-hand side once more. It's Ayhan that just goes forward with the ball and just puts it straight out of play for what will be a goal kick. Not quite on the same wave that time. Akgün, who was unlucky because he was in a good position, ended up slipping over and just allowed enough time for Portugal to recover.
Yeah, I think with the weather we've had in Germany so far in some of the stadiums, you can tell, even in the England game, you can see the pitch churning up even there. Just the turf just churning as Akgün tried to take on Pepe. Yeah, they're not pressing high, Turkey, at the moment. They're just sitting in the midfield and it's given away.
Yeah, poor that time by Mendes. Immediately he's giving the ball away in the middle of the park, but Turkey can do very little with it, and it'll be a throw to Portugal down this right-hand side. Somehow, Dean, we're 11 minutes into this game already on TalkSport, and it's still 0-0.
I know, it's been a terrific start. Good quality from both sides. And both sides actually looking to sit off. Neither team will press. Certainly not Portugal with Ronaldo up there on his own. They wait and set traps, and Turkey look to be doing the same. Not looking to press high. They're allowing Pepe and Ruben Diaz and Paulinho to have good possession, but they do not want it to go in to Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha and Bernardo Silva.
They've only lost one of their last 9 group games at the Euros, have Portugal. That was against Germany back in Euro 2020, of course. That was actually played out in 2021 because of COVID. Their last loss to anyone other than Germany, we're going back to 2008 when they lost to Switzerland in a group game. That just shows the dominance that we've seen from this Portuguese side throughout the qualification part of Euros and of course beyond as well. Here they come down the right hand side. Vitinha with a cross towards that back post. It's headed goalwards towards the edge of the 6-yard box, that time by Leao, and it's half cleared again from the edge of the penalty area. Just an outstretched right boot gets it away up towards halfway, where Yilmaz is working hard and draws the foul in the end from Ruben Diaz, and that will be a free kick for Turkey.
Yeah, good defense, good centre forward play there. Good body position against Ruben Diaz to win the free kick, but again, how crisp was that move from Portugal down the right hand side. Cancelo into Vitinha. It's just again a little bit like the other night for Portugal, that last bit of quality when they are looking to cross is finding the free player and making the most of the knockdowns as well.
Yeah, they are incredibly impressive in possession, there's no doubt about that. This man's trying to have an influence on the game on halfway. And that's Barisai Yilmaz, and now away down the right hand side. Akon's done brilliantly towards the edge of the penalty area, and again Pepe is forced out to cover, gets some support arriving, and Bruno Fernandes is one of those who wins the ball 7 or 8 yards outside his own penalty area, and he just takes the sting out of what could have been a counter for Portugal, and now just hold possession midway inside their own half.
Oh, it felt like a waste, didn't it there? Unisac had beaten his man, and you think, go on then, put another one of those crosses in. He just checked back and then was crowded out. It's obvious in wide areas though where Turkey can get some joy, whether that's a long pass with one of the fullbacks looking to overlap, or whether it is getting into the wingers because of the positioning of the Portuguese fullbacks. If they're caught out, they'll be out of position.
Well, both sides trying long balls, one from Fernandes to try and find Ronaldo, didn't quite work, and that long ball forward to try and find Yilmaz. And I think probably to try and test out Pepe was the idea then for Turkey, but safely into the arms away to our left-hand side of Diogo Costa, and here they break again down the right-hand side. Portugal with Ronaldo level with the edge of the 6-yard box on this right-hand side, 5 or 6 yards from the touchline. First cross is blocked, tries again, those usual dancing feet of his, clips it back, it's high, it's hanging, now gets up, and he's going to bounce down safely into the arms of Bayandus in the Turkey goal away to our right.
Oh dear. Bardakshir completely done by a double step over from Cristiano Ronaldo. Lovely quick feet, but still completely committed himself, found himself on his backside, and again the ball in wasn't particularly great. The movement needs to be a little bit better for Portugal.
49th appearance today at World Cup and Euros combined for Cristiano Ronaldo, the most of any player in Europe. And there's a free kick here for a foul, this time on Pepe, and Yilmaz with the kick to the back of the right or left ankle of Pepe, who goes down. Pepe did actually score his first ever international goal against Turkey when he was 25 years of age, so just the mere 16 years ago, not too long at all.
No, he's so experienced now, isn't he, Pepe? What he's won at club level, but also at international level, and he's certainly not lost any of his housery, should I say, because yes, he got kicked, but it's amazing how he protests his innocence when he's whacking the forwards.
It doesn't feel normal for a defender at the age of 41 to still be appearing in a competition like this at the heart of the defence of a side who, well, for me, when you look at their squad depth, they are absolutely one of the potential winners of this competition.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's kept himself in incredible condition physically.
There's Leao down that left-hand side, and Atkins doing the tracking back this time. Yeah, probably doesn't quite look as facially as young as what Cristiano Ronaldo does. However, yeah, you're right, they certainly seem to feed off each other in terms of their collective fitness, because they're looking decent shape for sure. Here down the right hand side, Bernardo Silva again. The challenge is a good one from Coriolo, who just means the throw goes the way of Portugal, which Silva will take very quickly.
If you wasn't sure, I did try and raise my eyebrows there, but they didn't move.
It's Pepe out wide to that left hand side, where he finds Mendes playing as a more orthodox left back tonight, having played as one of 3 centre halves. Oh, that's brilliant from Leao away down that left hand side. Lovely touch of skin. He's got 3 white shirts around him. He tries to get the early crossover, but it's half blocked that time by Akaidon and then ricochets back onto him, and that's really unfortunate because the skill involved was terrific and he probably deserved a little more of a reward.
Yeah, the way he just turned and that first 2 steps of acceleration away from Celik was too much for the defender, but he had his mate there. Akaidon was waiting, he could sense it, and he was there just to cover for his right back.
17.5 minutes played. You're listening to Euro Game Day live on Talk Sport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. It remains 0-0. Dortmund is bathed in sunshine and plenty of noise as well coming from the 62,000 within the stadium.
I was lucky enough to cover a couple of Morocco's games in the World Cup in Qatar, and it's got that feel about it every time Portugal have it. The whistles around the stadium, constant support for this Turkish side.
I don't think they like to be reminded of that. They have won their last 11 competitive games since that defeat to Morocco that saw them exit the World Cup in 2022. They've got themselves another free kick here. Foul on Polinia this time. Lunging challenge that's punished by the referee. Kaan Ayhan is the unfortunate player on this occasion. A little bit reckless maybe?
A little bit, but I think that's their tactic, Turkey. Not in terms of lunging in, but I think as soon as it goes into the middle part of the pitch, they're looking to be super aggressive in the way that they press Portugal. In particular, Vitinha, Fernandes and Palinha.
Yeah, they seem almost content to let them have it further back, but the moment they approach that halfway line, they seem to be on top of them quite swiftly.
Yeah, and you would have to give this Portugal side the respect that they deserve. I'm sure Vincenzo Montella have done plenty of analysis on this Portuguese side's strength. So far they've done very well just to contain Portugal to a couple of excellent breaks.
Match 23 of the 51 at this Euro 2024 competition in Germany. Match 22 earlier today finished 1 apiece between Georgia and Czechia, and the one after us, number 24, well, Belgium need a win tonight. Roberto Martinez's former side, of course, the Portugal boss, lost their opener against Slovakia. They take on Romania in Cologne tonight, and we'll have that live once we are done here on Talk Sport, the third of a triple header today. Really nice football here from Turkey. They bring the ball out from the back, and again, what a challenge that is from Pepe, and it needed to be made 5 or 6 yards outside his own penalty area. It's a wonderful sliding challenge to get the better of Orkun Kökçü.
Vital, absolutely vital, because if he gets this wrong, he's off. It's as simple as that, because he's the last man. When he's timed it to perfection, sliding in to win the ball. Kökçü taking a whack for his troubles, maybe just lacking that yard of pace. Orkun Kökçü
now away again down this left-hand side. He's being stood up here by Celik, who's not done a particularly good job of it so far, but this time it's a little better. Gets it back to Mendes. On halfway is Pepe, and gets it across to Ruben Diaz down this right-hand side for Portugal into the centre of midfield, where it's laid off by Fernandes. Mendes again to Lau on that left-hand touchline. Mendes has gone on the charge inside of him, cuts it back across, comes towards Ronaldo, but finished brilliantly by Bernardo Silva, and Portugal have the lead. 21 minutes on the clock, and Bernardo Silva with a left-footed finish into the corner. Nothing stopping that. His 12th international goal, and it's been coming. 21 minutes in, it's Turkey 0, Portugal 1.
And if it was going to come, it was going to come from that left-hand side. Rafael Lau, excellent. Again, just turning and dribbling towards his defender. But this time, he picks the perfect time not to go on his own, not to be selfish, to just lay it down the line for his fullback, who'd made a great underlapping run. Mendes cuts it across, and then what's so important? It's when you're covering the penalty area that there's layers to it. Vitinha's in there, Ronaldo's then the second layer, and Bernardo Silva's the third. Fortunate to fall to him, and he finishes as cool as ever. Side foot curling away for Bayandish, the goalkeeper, to give Portugal the lead.
But he scored in each of the first 3 qualifying games for these Euros, and he's on target now in the competition itself, Bernardo Silva. And it's a really thumping finish as well. Absolutely nothing that Bayandish could do to try and stop that from Bernardo Silva. And Portugal have got the goal to get themselves in front, which I think is always fairly ominous for sides. When they fell behind against Czechia in that first tie, you thought they may well come back, but they did find it difficult, that's for sure. And now a break on here. It's Costa's come out to the edge of his penalty area to try and clear for Portugal. I think they're particularly good front runners, though, when they get their noses in front, aren't they?
Yeah, because of how well they keep the ball. Also the quality they possess on the counter-attack when a team then is trying to get back into the game. And they're just stumbling at the moment, Turkey, after that goal with a poorly placed pass. But it just shows that the quality of Leao there, to spot when it's the right time to give and when it's the right time to dribble, is really important for a wide player, and he picked it perfectly, and it just opened up for Mendes to cross.
Leao again on that left-hand side, charging towards the angle of the penalty area. Again, he's got Chilik with him. Atkin as well, doubling up. Cut back, though, to Bruno Fernandes inside the penalty area, who just fainted for a moment to try and take a shot. Lost possession, but they've won it back courtesy of Mendes. And Mendes now on the charge towards the byline, if he can keep it in. Oh, he does. He stopped it on the line brilliantly. Fernandes on the volley. He's 3 or 4 yards wide of the left-hand post.
Oh, Mendes did absolutely brilliantly there to keep that in. And you knew he'd kept it in with the way it just stood there, hanging over the line. And then tried to play it in with his right foot, got deflected towards Vitinha, but Bruno Fernandes came steaming across to say, no, I want this volley. Usually he's very, very good from those positions and was stretching slightly.
Bit of a landmark goal that for Bernardo Silva, his first goal at a major tournament. 15th attempt as well. And there's a yellow card. First of the game. No wasting there from the referee, and it is a yellow card for Bayandish. That means he will miss the next match because he was booked in the opener against Georgia as well.
Yeah, you can see his frustration because he actually wins the ball cleanly, but then follows through with his studs showing slightly, but his studs are showing slightly because of the way he's clipped the ball away. So he's had to, force his toe up in the air to flick that ball away, and his studs are there. It's not particularly forceful. So he can feel himself unfortunate, but with the way the rules are now, the referee probably has no choice but to give him a yellow card. It's not good enough now just to win the ball, incredibly.
Yeah, the Galatasaray centre-half, Abdul Kerim Barache, will be missing then for the game against Czechia. That could well decide where Turkey will end up in this tournament, if they progress to the knockout stages or not, but they'll have to do without him, and obviously already picked up a couple of injuries too. Portugal have possession, then 25 minutes gone here. They lead by a goal to nil. Working hard down that left-hand side, Leao, just to get himself up and about and keep possession of the ball, and he goes back to Diogo Costa, and then they'll find Pepe, and they'll now just try and control the tempo of this game now they've got the lead.
Yeah, they'll slow it down when they need to, and they'll quicken things up when it opens up for them, but Rafael Leao's just causing him so many issues because there's an extra Turkish player that has to go across to help Chilik at right back, because he can't cope on his own at this moment. So it's either Atkin or Kirkchu or Chanalolu has to go across and help.
Ziki Chilik has been penalised. Free kick taken quickly, and trying to get on the overlap this time was Mendes inside the penalty area. He's done well because he's still managed to keep possession of the ball. Closed down this time by Samet Akaydon, and they get it away only as far as Yilmaz, who then loses out once more. And it's Pepe who has possession, 7 or 8 yards inside the Turkish half. And then Vitinha, who just quietly, busily goes about just running the game from the centre of that midfield for Portugal in the opening game. It was 59 high-intensity passes he completed, more than Toni Kroos had done. He was second in that match day 1 statistics, but Vitinha very much the heartbeat of this Portuguese side, and I'd probably echo what was said of his time at Wolves. I think we all thought he may well be one of those Portuguese players who flatters to deceive at times, but boy has he grown into something very special in the Liga Team of the Year.
Yeah, and he's controlling the game here as well. He'll drop deep, he'll push forwards. They're finding it hard, Turkey, because it's so difficult when you're in your shape, but then all of a sudden a Cancelo pops up in a position you're not ready for, or if he's not there, then all of a sudden Mendes goes bursting through the middle rather than on the outside. And Vitinha and Bernardo Silva just aren't staying in those positions. So who do you pick up, or do you stay rigid in your shape?
They probably are the most Man City-esque side, aren't they, of all that we've seen potentially so far in this tournament, in terms of just the fact that you never know who's going to pop up where, and they do move the ball around so beautifully, without maybe the familiarity that you see from a club side like City. Well, that's a good foot in this time on this right-hand side by Cancelo. He's got Cristiano Ronaldo ahead of him, who started to make a run to his right. Cancelo went there. Oh my word! That's cleared off the line, was it? No, it's crossed the line. The one sent it to goal. It's more calamities at the back for Turkey. And Samet Akaydon, a massive mix-up between Altay Bayındır and him, and Portugal double their advantage. The goal decision system signalling the ball had crossed the line, and on 28 minutes it's Turkey 0, Portugal 2, and the Turks really have lost their heads here.
Oh no, what a disaster this is. They thought they were going to have a free kick. It was a mix-up between Cancelo and Cristiano Ronaldo. It was a simple pass back, but what on earth is Akaydon thinking there? He has a look as well. He must see the goalkeeper, Bayındır, coming out of his goal. He just passes it back blind in the end. Doesn't look that last time. The goalkeeper's out of position. He's trying his best to get back, as is Celik. Tries to get it off the line, but it's too late. What an absolute calamity that is for Turkey.
I'd also say that's probably saved João Cancelo from a bit of a roasting from Cristiano Ronaldo, because I think it was about to come after he wasn't happy at the pass being played to the right when Cristiano Ronaldo had stopped his run. Yet another own goal at these Euros. Extraordinary. Almost half an hour on the clock. You're listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport, and it's Turkey 0, Portugal 2, and the Turks doing themselves absolutely no favours here with such calamitous defending as we've just witnessed.
Incredible, isn't it? They'd been under pressure, of course they had, but that's what pressure could do.
That's better. Out to Curlo, gets it across inside the penalty area, and 7 or 8 Portuguese shirts all watch and leave it to Vitinha to clear from the edge of the penalty area. Not the best of clearances from him this time, and well, how are Turkey going to respond here to scoring the 6th own goal of Euro 2024?
Difficult, very, very difficult. Now 2 goals down.
And the charge again. To Curlo inside the box. He's done brilliantly. Shoots low to the right. Just tried to nick it inside the post, and it brought the first save really from Diogo Costa in this game. That's brilliant, and they've won themselves a corner.
Excellent wing play, wasn't it, from Curlo? Just stood up Cancelo, and then all of a sudden a little double touch just to split Cancelo and Bernardo Silva. A great save.
Here's the corner, swung towards the back post, flicked off the head of Palhinha, and out for another corner, this time coming from the right-hand side for Turkey.
I think if Curlo had his time again, would he try and arc that towards the far post? Because actually Diogo Costa was ready at the near post with his feet to clear. I think if he goes for that far post, curling it, he would have had a better chance.
Trying to spark Turkey into some kind of life here. They've silenced a large portion of the crowd in Dortmund. And as we say, 15,000 Portuguese supporters in. They are the ones banging the drums and waving the flags right now. 2 up, 31 minutes on the clock. Here's the corner from the right. Yunus Akgün is the one that's going to deliver it short towards the near post, and the shot is driven and blocked by Ronaldo. Kurti was the one who got the shot away, and Ronaldo back doing defensive duties. Something many would say he doesn't do too often, but on this occasion he was there with an important block.
Yeah, he was. tried to work it low into the near post and flick it on, and then ricocheted into the path of Kirkju, tried to swivel and shoot. Ronaldo was just there after doing his near post defensive duties, just turned and made the block. Well, that would have been a fantastic response, wouldn't it, if Actocolo could have put that away.
But also for the game, I think it would have been a massive lift at that point. And that's poor this time from Costa, who clears straight into touch on this near side, and it will be a throw-in again. This time for Turkey, midway inside the Portuguese half. Bizarre we're seeing so many own goals, isn't it? That's 6 now.
Yeah, again, I have to go back to the pressure of these tournaments, the pressure of playing, representing your country at these tournaments, what it can do to the concentration, to the players themselves. I always think with those sort of goals as well, did the pace on that pass back towards the goalkeeper need to be like that? I don't think it did.
He was so good as well against Georgia. Akada literally didn't put a foot wrong. But again, it's a different kettle of fish when they're trying to defend against the movement and the trickery of some of these Portuguese superstars, that's for sure. The captain maybe needs to get his foot on the ball and influence the game a little more. Çalhanoğlu has just done that brilliantly, gets it forward this time. More central area for Ayhan. And again, they'll just keep possession for a few moments. Here's Badache. Swings a ball into the box looking for Yilmaz. Just too much on it. He's been tracked all the way by Mendes. It's had a play, and that will be a goal kick for Portugal. The record at the Euros, reliably told, is 11 own goals at Euro 2020. So we're not halfway through the tournament. So maybe actually it feels like there's more, but about halfway in the tournament, we're kind of at half the total from Euro 2020.
Yeah. Like I said, it's awful, isn't it, for any player as well, to have that. You know, you think now of Akaidon, how he must be feeling after that mistake.
It is only the second own goal from outside the box, which probably doesn't come as a great surprise in Euro history. That was after Pedri in the game between Croatia and Spain in Euro 2020. Here come Turkey again, towards the edge of the penalty area. Just tried to spin on it there, Actocolo, and almost between him and Akgün, they almost got a shooting opportunity.
Yeah, it was all a little bit too intricate in the end. A couple of times I think it was there to have the strike from the edge of the area. First of all, Akgün, excellent positioning to receive the wrong side of Mendes, and as Actocolo took it off him, just over elaborate.
Cleared away down this right-hand touchline for Portugal. They lead here 2-0. You're listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport. Cancelo into Fernandes, takes in his stride, gets the shot away, but it's wayward. He wanted to take it in his stride. It was perhaps, with his first touch, just a little bit behind him and away to the right-hand side.
Yeah, again, that positioning from Cancelo is so difficult to defend against. He gets himself free, he plays it down the side for Fernandes' run down the right-hand side of the penalty area. And it needed to be played first time if it was going to go to Ronaldo. And in the end, he took the touch and wildly slashed it wide.
Bernardo Silva cutting in here, inside the box. Diaz is on the underlap this time, has done well. It has to be cleared away from inside the penalty area once more by Kaan Ayhan, who does get it away and into touch on this near side, and it will be a throw for Cancelo again.
Well, again, he's probably checking his shoulder thinking, Ruben Diaz, why is he up here? But again, Cancelo tucked in. Ruben Diaz made an underlapping run after he played the ball through. He just followed it. Needs to be defended again. Portugal well on top now.
Bit of inspiration maybe from the way Guardiola was playing at the end of the season for Manchester City. So comfortable in possession. Polina down this right-hand side. What a ball that is. Picks out Bernardo Silva, who's in acres of space, cutting in on that left foot of his towards the edge of the penalty area. Plays it across to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, edge of the penalty area, on his right foot with a shot just over the bar. Boy, does that man want a goal. You can tell he does. He loves them. He breathes them. He eats them for breakfast. This time, though, it's over the bar.
Yeah, again, the ball out towards Bernardo Silva. How often have we seen him control that with the outside of his left foot? It just comes across. Foot like a temper pillow. Just takes it down, plays it across to Ronaldo. Mendes with a great overlapping run once again. That's so important because it meant Ronaldo could check inside on his right foot, looking for that far corner. Just over the top. He expects better from himself, the standards he sets.
He does. His 130 goals have come against 47 countries. He's looking to make it 48 as he's not managed one against Turkey. Bit of a rash challenge from Bernardo Silva there, as if maybe they were a little bit short here again. Artukolo on this left-hand side for Turkey. Cuts that one back towards the edge of the box where he was looking for Orkun Kökçü. Couldn't get the shot away, and in the end the foul is given against Vitinha, and it will be a free kick 7 or 8 yards outside the penalty area for Portugal.
Artukolo, brilliant to start with to get away from Cancelo, and then I tell you what, fair play to him, he could easily have gone down and Paulinho would have had his yellow card that we were talking about, and then he gets his head up, looks for Kökçü, and who was there reading it with his, as if he's had a monocle on there, Pepe with a pipe, and just stepped out like it was the easiest thing in the world just to read that cross. That was brilliant defending.
Is he playing with slippers or football?
No, he's got the steel toe caps on.
You're listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. We are 7 minutes away from half-time in what's been a truly terrific game in Dortmund. Turkey 0, Portugal 2 as things stand. And there's been some wonderful attacking play here from Portugal, and at times from Turkey too, but they've not been rewarded. As here come Turkey again, Mendes, and now down that left-hand side we're going to see a yellow card, I think, as well. Here the referee immediately going to his pocket, and it's I think he's called it for a dive, and it is a dive by Rafael Leao, who also was booked in the first game, and if that is a booking for him, which I believe it is, he's going to miss the final group game as well.
Yeah. And actually, yes, the challenge was there from Makaydon sliding in, but then there wasn't the contact, and then Rafael Leao took another step before his legs went from underneath him, and I'm afraid the referee is absolutely right.
He is good spot from Felix Vaya, and certainly Roberto Martinez is having a full explanation from the fourth official down below on the touchline. He's making his point back. He's not just accepting what's being said, but I think if he sees the replay, he can't really argue with that one.
No, and the issue is the taking the step before your legs go away. I'm afraid it's something he has to look at himself. He can't.
Well, he does, because both of his yellow cards have been for simulation.
Well, absolutely, he's going to miss a game. You don't know how this game is going to turn out. Obviously, from a Portuguese perspective, they hope they win the game, but still, going forwards, you don't want to be missing any games for something like that.
Heading towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. A reminder, once we are done here, big game for Belgium tonight. They lost that game, of course, against Slovakia. Romania, their opponents, who had that stunning match day 1 victory. All to play for tonight. That game live. The build-up from 7 o'clock, kick-off 8 o'clock UK time. Nigel Adley will be guiding you through that one a little bit later on here on TalkSport. Oh, lovely bit of play now. An opportunity for Turkey maybe towards the edge of the penalty area. The shot comes in from Kökçü again. Low down to his right-hand side. Diogo Costa makes the save. I mean, it was a shot and it was potentially just about on target. Well, maybe sneaking wide anyway, but at least that forced Costa into a save again.
Wrong decision though, I'm afraid. He was brilliantly won back by Çalhanoğlu in that midfield area off Vitinha, and just laid it in, and they were away at that back line, and he just needed to pick the right pass there. Artukolo had made a great run just behind him. He could have lent that off, he could have played in Yilmaz down the side. Instead he tried to shoot, he was off balance, and it wasn't the greatest strike, and an easy save in the end. But those are the moments really against the top side you have to try and be clinical,
particularly when you're 2 down. There was a route back into the game for Turkey. They are working hard, but you just know that threat that's available from these outstanding Portuguese forwards, and well, at times defenders as well, as they sneak forward, there's always a risk of a goal and a threat there. And that's another poor little pass, and it has to be protected by Cardiolo. He's done actually brilliantly to keep that ball, then tries to go down that right hand side and set Atkin away, and he was helped out at the time as well by Chile, and that's going to be a yellow card for the challenge. And there's rage, absolute rage here from Makaydon. Referee showed him the yellow card, absolutely furious with the decision. He's already got an own goal to his name in this match, and now a booking too.
Well, very much like his centre-back partner, but action, who got a yellow card for his studs high. But this is such a great challenge. It's a brilliant challenge from Makaidon to win the ball. Yes, there's going to be contact, of course there is, on Leao. They're going at full pace, and he has to be full-blooded in the challenge. He can't believe it, and Celik as well gets himself a yellow card for his protests, which is certainly not allowed in this tournament, trying to crack down on that.
Well, the shame of it all there is we just praise the referee for the decision he made in terms of booking Leao for his what he spotted. He's just punished a really, really good football challenge, isn't he?
Yeah, that is you know, heading in towards the area of a non-contact type of sport, those sort of challenges. It was a brilliant challenge.
Free kick for Portugal, which Fernandes is over. Bernardo Silva's over it too, out wide on that left-hand side. It'll be the left foot of Bernardo Silva who swings it, and Pepe gets it across goal, but he was offside, and it will be a free kick for Turkey inside that own penalty area. And for a moment, things just not calm in that Turkey side. Confirmation as well of that yellow card for Celik, as Dean was saying, for his protest. Quite lucky really in the end that there was a bit of arguing going on from Akaidon, and we did see a few times throughout the season a second yellow card being brandished immediately. We're not too far away from that in that instance. He's got to be careful now, as in fact of 3 of the back 4 for Turkey. Cardiolo off the angle of the penalty area down this left-hand side, tries to play a little 1-2 inside the penalty area with Artukurlo, who goes in with a challenge on Silva, and again it's another free kick that goes Portugal's way. And again, the referee being spoken to, he's allowed to by the skipper Chalhanoglu, who watches on. I mean, in the end, it's a soft free kick, but it is. He makes no attempt with the ball, really. It is a free kick, isn't it?
I mean, it's a glancing blow, I would say, on Bernardo Silva's ankle, and then he's just gone down. You know, it's
clever from Silva.
You're waiting for the slightest touch. You're waiting for a forward to sort of just be too anxious to win the ball, and you're always going to get that free kick, as right or wrong as it should be.
Come Turkey again, Akun through the middle, he's tripped there by Polina, and there we have it. Polina's gone into the book now. That's his yellow card for this game as we approach halfway, and well, there's some happiness amongst the Turkish crowd, that's for sure.
He was jealous, wasn't he, Paulinho? He saw all of that yellow being dished out and said, it's not fair, I want some.
If you're someone who likes to bet on yellow cards, he does make life easy for you in terms of winning, for sure. Turkey clip a ball into the edge of the penalty area. Akgün with a chance to get a shot away, controlled the ball nicely after it was nodded down into his path by Badache, but now the counter's on down the left-hand side. Leao's got support, and it comes from Cristiano Ronaldo, who's hugging the far touchline. We're into the minute of added time at the end of this first half, but the counter has lost the head of steam that it had for a moment, and now just keep the ball instead around halfway quite comfortably.
Turkey have had their moments, there's no doubt. A couple of opportunities, Aktukolo especially, the one that was 2 or 3 yards out that he went with the wrong foot with, stands out. They've had their moments, they've lacked that real quality that we saw from them in the first game.
Reminder, this time tomorrow here on TalkSport, we were building up to the crucial game for Scotland against Hungary in Stuttgart. Special live show from Dusseldorf. Adrian will be alongside Darren Bent for that one ahead of live commentary. And that's the end of the opening 45 minutes. And what a 45 minutes it's been. Felix Vea, the referee, has certainly played his part. Portugal in front courtesy of a first goal in a major tournament for Bernardo Silva. A terrific finish from him. The second coming courtesy of some really awful Keystone Cops defending between Samet Akaidon and his keeper Altay Bayındır. That made it 2-0 to Portugal. Turkey have had their chances, they've had opportunities, but they've not managed to find the back of the net yet. A few players are missing the group game third time round, courtesy of 2 yellow cards so far in the competition. And there's the boos from the Turkish supporting fans inside the stadium for the referee as he departs. But half-time in Dortmund, it's Turkey 0, Portugal 2.
And as it stands, Portugal not just going through, but they're winning the group. And Dean Ashton, it's fair to say that's been fairly comfortable, I think, for Portugal. They've even been given a helping hand with that second goal.
Yeah, they have. I thought Turkey made a really bright start, but Rafael Leao in particular on that left side, with the help, I have to say, of Nuno Mendes, who's been absolutely terrific in terms of the off-the-ball runs. They've caused Turkey a lot of problems, the interchanging of positions, and since the first goal, really, they've looked very, very comfortable, Portugal, in being able to control the game and actually really frustrate Turkey.
Indeed, Bernardo Silva with the first goal, smashing it in. Man City player scoring against the Manchester United goalkeeper. And I think that they kind of set the tone. But coming down that left-hand side, Portugal with their crisp movement and crisp passing as well, getting the right cross, a low cross in, just behind Cristiano Ronaldo. Wouldn't have been happy with that. But Bernardo Silva finishing off. Amazed that's his first tournament goal. But it was a really well-worked goal from Portugal.
It was, and I talked about it just in commentary in terms of the layers of the runs. You know, so often I think we see players make the same run, or they're in a line. Not Portugal there. That was really important with that ball that came in. Coutinho had made that first burst, the first layer. Ronaldo the second layer that missed him out with the deflection. But then you've got the third layer of Bernardo Silva who it fell to, and you just felt he was never going to miss from that position with his technical ability, and it was probably the rewards that they deserved from that left-hand side after a couple of brilliant breaks from Leao. And you know, if you're a right back who may look to face Leao in the tournament, you might not sleep too well.
Talk to me about that second goal. I mean, it's incredible, really. I mean, should he be playing a back pass towards his own goal? I mean, away from the goal, yeah, but towards his own goal blind. That just shouldn't be happening on any level, should it?
Again, you know, you have certain rules in football, and defensively you never play it back, you know, directly towards the goal. You know, that just cannot happen. He even has a look as well, Akaidon. You know, he has a look at his goalkeeper. And also I always think in those situations the power in which you put on that pass back to your goalkeeper should never be enough to roll past him and into the back of the net. So many tiny things that were wrong with that position, because they were under no. It's not like there was a Portuguese player, you know, hurtling towards him either. He had loads of time. That is just a lapse in concentration because of the pressure that they've been under and conceding that first goal. I can only feel for a player like that, you know, how he must feel now going in at half time, how he's got to try and get over that himself must be so difficult. You've got to show big character there.
Yeah, it probably feels pretty much the same way Lojanidze felt after missing that sitter right at the end for Georgia in the previous game that finished 1-1. We've had 6 own goals at this tournament, and it's easily the top scorer at the tournament is OG, but this one, I think, is in line for best own goal of the tournament. It's from outside the box, for heaven's sake. It's just a crazy goal to watch. And one of the amazing things about it is João Cancelo had played the wrong through ball, and Cristiano Ronaldo was going crazy until he saw that the ball was going in. But if you watch the celebrations afterwards, Cristiano Ronaldo goes in again and has a pop at João Cancelo, and others are like consoling Cancelo, others are saying to Ronaldo, come on mate, you know, we've just scored. But this is one of the things with Ronaldo, as brilliant as he's been, iconic as he is, and still giving to the team and still giving for his country and for his club as well. It is all about him, and that's one of the issues people have with him.
It is, and I'm sure his teammates have the same feeling, but there's no doubting the record that he holds, and the reason why he scored so many goals is because he's got this, you know, incredible mindset that is so selfish at times and greedy, and that's, you know, strikers tend to have plenty of that in abundance, but he's just got extra. You know, you just know he's going to go home even if the team have won. If he hasn't scored, he's miserable. You don't want to be around him without a shadow of a doubt. But Aid, you can't talk about best own goals. That is brutal.
Love own goals, mate. You know, it's absolutely brilliant. Just a quick one on yellow cards. By the way, anybody who had Joao Palhinha for a yellow card, you're very welcome. Buy me a beer when you see me. But 3 of the back 4 for Turkey on yellow cards means that Portugal should have spotted that and should absolutely go for the kill in the second half. They're there for the taking with those 3 on yellows.
Yes, they are. And I just wonder whether, you know, with those centre backs being on those yellow cards, whether Roberto Martinez maybe looks and thinks maybe a Ramos, a Jota, a bit of extra pace, a Neto, to bring those players on as well in the second half to put them under even more pressure. I have to say, 2 of the challenges from the 2 centre-backs were brilliant challenges. They've just followed through slightly on the player. It's horrible to see that. You know, you could see the annoyance on Akaidon's face because he knew he'd made a brilliant challenge on layout.
Well, what it means as well is, just quickly, Turkey, who obviously losing 2-0 and likely to lose as well, it would set up a big game against Czechia in the 3rd and final group game and would give Czechia a chance of finishing top 2 in the group. Turkey with work to do in the second half. Portugal very much bossing it and in control. They lead by 2-0 live on TalkSport.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Get match ready with club card prices. Like 2 for £8 on selected fire pit barbecue products. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. Majority of larger stores ends 22nd of September, excludes Northern Ireland. Club Card or app required.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Had him in the car 1, hungry mates, 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh!
What are you doing there?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes!
Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and... straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Love to see that.
It's starting, come on.
Make sure your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quick Fit, drive away happy every time.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Save big with the $4.99 King Box. It's the ultimate match day lineup, featuring a barbecue double melt burger, chili cheese bites, fries, and a drink.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online, and on your smart speaker. Official broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024, Germany.
TalkSport. Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
The prize in Dortmund is huge. The noise in Dortmund is huge as well. Mendes has gone on the charge inside of him. Cuts it back across, comes towards Ronaldo, but finished brilliantly by Bernardo Silva. And Portugal have the lead. Cristiano Ronaldo ahead of him, who started to make a run to his right. Cancelo went there. Oh my word! That's cleared off the line, was it? No, it's crossed the line. The watch says it's a goal. It's more calamities at the back for Turkey.
What on earth is Akaydın thinking there?
And that's the end of the opening 45 minutes. And what a 45 minutes it's been. There's the boos from the Turkish supporting fans inside the stadium for the referee as he departs. But half-time in Dortmund, it's Turkey 0, Portugal 2.
Well, the ref didn't score the own goal, did he? That was the half-time highlights, thanks to Carling 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Second half to come, we're going to hear from the Scotland assistant manager John Carver shortly as well, but let's look at the latest odds, all thanks to William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
So Portugal 2, Turkey 0, Turkey 40-1, 4-0, 40-1. The draw 16-1, Portugal 23-20. Turkey at 40-1, by the way. No team in Euros history has ever come back from 2-0 down at half-time to win a game in normal time. So just bear that in mind. Turkey 40-1. Cristiano Ronaldo to score the third goal is now enhanced to 9-2. That was a look at the latest odds thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Now, Scotland assistant manager John Carver was speaking to the media yesterday ahead of their crunch clash against Hungary. Tomorrow evening, live on TalkSport, he says there's no reason why the team can't make it into the last 16.
If we do it, we'll be the first team to do it. And people remember the team that do it the first time round. So that's what they've got to think about in the back of their heads. These guys have gotten us to this tournament, and we've deserved to be here. And it's been those guys who've put all the work and the effort in to get us where we are. Why can't we go one step further and take it to that next level? Because that's what we want. We all want that. And there's no reason why we can't after what we saw a couple of days ago.
That's John Carver, the Scotland assistant. So tomorrow night, in fact 4 till 7, myself and Darren Bent live from here in Dusseldorf, from this sports bar in Dusseldorf, will be building up to the game, and then we've got live commentary of Scotland against Hungary. Hugh Wisencroft will be your host in Stuttgart. Joe Shannon and the former Scotland striker Chris Sowalamo will be on commentary duty. And a reminder that the earlier game, the 1-1 draw between Czechia and Georgia, means that Scotland have gone to the bottom of the 6-team group in the third place ranking. So all the teams that are in third place at the moment, the top 4 in that group will go through to the knockout rounds. The bottom 2 will be going home. Scotland, as it stands right now, are bottom of that group, but a win tomorrow changes everything. We've got the game live, of course, on TalkSport. Got the second half of Turkey 0, Portugal 2 coming up live on TalkSport as well. Dean Ashton, do you give Turkey any hope whatsoever?
Not to win the game, no. But I think they've had enough in that first half to show that they can create chances against Portugal, and if they sit off and don't have the same intensity in this second half, then there could be something there for this Turkish side. But it's hard to look past Portugal scoring again. That's the issue. You know, they've got other players to bring on, which I think they might be at half-time as well, to freshen things up. And every single player that comes on for Portugal is of the highest quality.
There are some good attacking players. Let's find out if there are any changes. Second half about to get underway. Turkey 0, Portugal 2 is your commentary team on TalkSport of the former England striker Dean Ashton alongside Adam Bridge.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Yeah, a couple of changes for Portugal. It's the two players that were yellow carded, funnily enough, in the first half that are departing. And that means we are seeing the introduction of Pedro Neto, of course, from Wolves, who'll come on wide on the left-hand side. And the introduction of Ruben Neves, another Wolves connection there, of course, former Wolves player. He's come on into central midfield. And we've also seen the departure of Orkun Kökçü, who's gone for Turkey, to be replaced by Yusuf Yazıcı as well. So they are the changes made, 2 for Portugal, 1 for Turkey, which means both the centre halves and, of course, Çelik, the right back, who are on yellow cards, they survive for this Turkish side. And we are about to get the second half underway. Turkey kicking from left to right in this second 45 minutes. I'll run you through the two teams in a moment or two. Our referee is about to get us underway. Not the most popular man in the BVB Stadion in Dortmund tonight, that's for sure. However, as Adrian quite rightly pointed out, it wasn't him who scored the own goal, that's for sure. But 2-0, Portugal lead then, and cruising their way into the knockout stages of Euro 2024. Wide on the right-hand side, first touch for, this time, Çelik at the opening moments of the second half. Mendes with the challenge and puts the ball out of play for a Turkey throw on halfway. Bayındır is in goal, Cardiolo, Barace, Akaydon and Çelik across the back. Ayhan alongside Çalhanoğlu, and then Yazıcı, the other midfielder now, up to Kurlo. Akgün are the wide players, and Yilmaz up front for Turkey. As for Portugal, Costa's in goal, it's Cancelo, Diaz, Pepe and Mendes across the back. In midfield, it's Fernandes, Neves and Vitinha now, and then Silva, Ronaldo and Neto are the front three for Portugal. Good to see Pedro Neto out there in a international jersey again. Of course, all of his injury woes. He made a sub-appearance against Slovakia back in September. That was his first since 2021. Missed, of course, the World Cup in 2022, courtesy of injury. 24 games he played for Wolves this season. Again, more injury woes, but when he did play, he was electric at times.
Yeah, he was, and made a real difference, actually. In that first game, it was his cross that fell, fortunately, for Conceição. And I think it's the right decision, actually, because if you're going to miss Leao for the third game, why not give possibly a Neto an opportunity to have 45 minutes in that role, if he might play in the third game. And obviously Paulinho on the yellow, no need to take a risk.
Cardiolo down that left-hand side, looking to just try and run the ball into the substitute inside the penalty area. Yazıcı, and Pepe's put it out of play. He's not happy about the fact that the referee feels it's gone out of play, but it will be a corner. Definitely he did touch it last night.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to let it run out, but Yazıcı was just quick enough, I think, to have kept it in.
Çalhanoğlu will be the one who will deliver this corner in right-footed swung to the edge of that 6-yard area where Ruben Diaz goes up and wins a towering header. It comes out on this near side for Cardiolo again, who charged towards the centre of the midfield. Just gets some support this time by Kurlo, and it's given away, and the charge was on that time for Fernandes, who couldn't quite get there. Quality of the pass maybe not quite as he wanted.
The first real mistake from Vitinha in terms of that pass, and Bruno Fernandes is one of those players, he just hasn't got the pace really if it's not close enough to him.
Neto finds Cancelo wide on that far side, then continues well. That's a brilliant bit of skill from Cancelo. Gets it through towards Cristiano Ronaldo, who's just tackled and edged out of it, and it's picked up by Yazıcı again in the middle of the park, and now they'll try and clear from the back, and a little bit of pressure on Bayındır as he gets it away down this right hand side for Zeki Çelik, who's done really well. Nice interchange between him and Akgün, and then just can't quite control the pass. Frustrated as he slaps his thighs in fury, and Ruben Neves picks it up. Of course, Neves, formerly of Wolves, now playing his trade in Saudi Arabia, Al Hilal. Made a couple of starts in qualifying out of his 8 appearances. but has not certainly been a regular starter under Roberto Martinez. And there's another little poor pass back towards Pepe, who almost lost out to Yilmaz, but he just about had the wherewithal to deal with that.
Yeah, just about stretching to get there. And just on Turkey's substitution, Yilmaz, I think maybe just a bit more pace, a bit more ability to run beyond Yilmaz or get alongside him. Kirkshu, very much more a ball-playing 10, whereas Yilmaz will look to run in behind.
Down that right-hand side, trying to get forward is Pedro Neto for Portugal, midway inside the Turkish half. Here's Ruben Neves, goes to Pepe, now to Mendes down this left-hand side, controlled by Cristiano Ronaldo. Back to Mendes again, and then Bernardo Silva steps in and goes all the way to Costa, away to our right-hand side. Big one that for Bernardo Silva. I think we're all quite surprised he hadn't scored in a major tournament up till now. 15 appearances, over 900 minutes, and one of the keys there, of course, he's the first Man City player to score past a Manchester United goalkeeper in Euro history as well. So a bit of rivalry between the Reds and the Blues in Manchester for that one. Neves on halfway as they look to build on this 2-goal advantage that Portugal have here. Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport. Reminder, another game still to come tonight. Belgium against Romania. Promises to be a real belter. We have that for you. Kick off 8 o'clock this evening here on Talk Sport. Third of 3 games today. And what we're going to do throughout the day tomorrow, apart from build up, of course, to Scotland in action tomorrow night. Lovely ball slipped down the right-hand side. Early ball across the edge of the 6-yard box. Comes back towards Neto, who tries to tee it up for Fernandes. Fernandes can't quite get his shot away, though. And it's half cleared for Turkey, but only as far as Ruben Diaz. Wide on that right-hand side is Bernardo Silva. Here they come again, Portugal, but they also do just take a moment to take the sting and the energy out of the game and just play at their own pace.
Yeah, I mean, they're so in control, aren't they? There's no rush, but when the opportunity arises, they look to play quickly. They look to get the third goal. And it's down to Turkey to try and force the issue, as hard as that is, and knowing you might leave gaps, you've got to try and press a little bit higher and not just allow the likes of Pepe and Neves and Diaz just to keep popping it around.
João Cancelo has won his side a corner on that right-hand side. 6.5 minutes into the second half. Turkey 0, Portugal 2. It was Cancelo's ball that was picked up by Neto at the post just a moment ago. And again, Fernandes trying to get there. But I said that against Georgia, Akaida was defensively sound. He scored that own goal today, but I was looking from him at the start of this second half to stop Portugal going further ahead. Here comes the corner from the right-hand side, flung over. Ronaldo goes up against the header, but actually heads it away from goal, out to Vitinha in the end, who's got support down that right-hand side. Lovely ball to the byline, is cut back this time by Bruno Fernandes, and it will be cleared away this time for Turkey on that right, but Pepe's in there again, still trying to win the ball back for this Portuguese side. They may be 2 up, but the desire and the chasing and the harrying and the running and the tackling is still as strong as ever from Portugal. The press hasn't quite worked this time, though, as Artukurlo tries to get that ball forward to Akgün. It's chested down in the middle of the park this time by Çelik. And now here's a chance for the substitute Yilmaz. Down this right-hand side, gives it to Akgün again. Back to Yilmaz once more. 25 yards from goal on the left, but he bends one in it. Just bounces awkwardly, but safely up into the arms of Diogo Costa in the centre of the goal.
Speculative effort, wasn't it, from Yilmaz? I think the only issue for Diogo Costa there was that actually Yilmaz was running across the line of the ball and he wasn't sure whether the forward would get a touch, so just let it run and skip off the surface before claiming. So a bit of a late reaction, but still a comfortable save.
Here they come again. Yilmaz gets it across towards the edge of the penalty area, and it's a good footing on that right-hand side this time from João Cancelo, who hasn't really had much to do defensively in this game, but appeared just at the right moment then to deny Ayhan, who was going to try and get a shot away for sure. Turkey have possession inside their own half. Forward towards Yilmaz. It was absolutely thundered towards him. He controlled it on his thigh, but it bounced away out of his control, and Ruben Neves will pick it up again down the right-hand side.
I think if they are going to get some joy, Turkey, it has to be in those wide areas. It has to be the fullbacks, I think, that take the risk to try and get forwards and outnumber Cancelo and Mendes out wide. We've got a bit of joy in the first half through that method.
Would it be cruel of me to say that defending is probably not Cancelo's strongest suit?
I think he wants to attack more, and I think he finds it easier to get into positions to receive a pass. But when he does that, if you lose the ball, he is going to be out of position.
Yeah, certainly Articolo has had some joy against him in the first half. A bit more of that in the second would be good, that's for sure. And there's a foul on Vitinha. Vincenzo Montella, not a happy man, as you wouldn't be with your team 2 down, but felt that Vitinha has probably made the most of that challenge. Just trying to see if he did get clipped by anyone or actually hit the ground himself.
Yeah, just felt a little touch again, like Bernardo Silva in the first half. You tend to get those, you really do.
One pump forward from the left-back area by Mendes. It's a crossfield ball to that right-hand side. Oh, that's going to run through to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's onside. Ronaldo with a chance to finish, gives it to Bruno Fernandes, and it's 3-0 to Portugal. Fernandes on target, and unselfish is the word you would describe Cristiano Ronaldo there. Surely he could have finished and got that goal against Turkey that he craves, but instead he finds Bruno Fernandes, who has his 23rd goal in a Portuguese shirt, and it's Turkey 0, Portugal 3.
Well, it goes against every part of his DNA to pass this to his teammate Bruno Fernandes. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's through 1v1. You can see him just out the corner of his eye. It's Cheslik that keeps him on side, and you know he wants to score, and he fakes to shoot and passes it across to Bruno Fernandes, who just simply taps home the 3rd goal. Well played, Cristiano Ronaldo. Absolutely the right thing to do. Captain's armband on. 3rd goal tucked away.
I'm literally speechless. I'm astonished at what I have just witnessed. For everything that we and everybody else says, I mean, look, we were discussing it at half-time around the own goal that Turkey scored. The fact that Portugal were on 2-up was irrelevant to Cristiano Ronaldo, because he was still raging about the pass that he didn't get from Cancelo, and then we see that.
His face is a picture, honestly, after the goal. Almost pouts his lips as if to say, yes lads, I am capable of doing the right thing when it matters, and that was all down to me. Still, but inside he will just be thinking, oh, why didn't I just take it myself? 2-0 up.
Well, he is of course looking to score at a 6 Euros, having scored at the last 5, of course. I mean, it was interesting reading in the build-up to the game today that the 2 teenagers that were so impressive last time out for Turkey, Arda Güler's got that slight injury as well, and Kenan Yıldız, who both aren't in the starting lineup today. When Ronaldo scored at his first Euros, they hadn't even been born, which I think sums it all up. Well, maybe it's one for the critics, that, to just shut them up a little bit from Cristiano Ronaldo. 10th assist at the Euros for him, together with his 14 goals. It's not a bad old contribution over the years, really, is it?
No, and actually, defensively there, I mean, Cheslik, it's just such poor defending from the right back. His 2 centre-backs step up brilliantly in a perfect line to catch Ronaldo offside, and he's behind the full-back.
Yeah, I mean, and you'll be able to analyse this far better than I ever would, in terms of the way he's just bent that run as well. I mean, it's classic, isn't it?
It is, because he's trying to obviously keep himself on side, but he's not. And the centre-backs have caught him out. He's lucky that the right-back is completely sleeping.
Here they come down the right-hand side again. Atkin this time playing that ball in. Tries to get it over. A couple of changes as well here for Turkey. We have seen the departure of Articolo, who's the most dangerous. He's been replaced by Kenan Yıldız, one of the teenagers that we were talking about, and we've also seen the introduction of Ismail Yuksuk as well. he's come on to replace Ayhan in midfield too. So a couple more changes for Turkey then. 3-0 Portugal lead. They have a corner down the right-hand side though, and it's drilled in low towards the near post, and there's a foul. Ronaldo is the player that is fouled inside that penalty area, and the free kick goes the way of Portugal. You were listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Well, it's good to see Yildiz come on, the 19-year-old on the left-hand side. I was impressed with him in the first game. Probably feels like the game has gone, of course, but still, just don't know with goal difference and making sure that you try and finish the game going into the next one.
Yusuju tries the shot from the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. Well blocked for Portugal. Here they come. And you've got a feeling this could turn into a real rout if they're not careful here. Fernandes gets it out to this left-hand side. Neto inside the penalty area. Left-footed clip towards the back post. Nodded across towards Ronaldo at the edge of the 6-yard box that time by Bernardo Silva. Now up in the air, and it's a high up and under that wouldn't be out of place up at Murrayfield. That was right-footed. It's pulled back by Fernandes, but then the offside flag goes up, and that will be a free kick to Turkey. Hour played. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, where it's Turkey 0, Portugal 3.
And again, when they get it wide, the first thought is to get that in the area. Neto just standing one up. Bernardo Silva looking to head it back towards Cristiano Ronaldo, but both the centre-backs just sandwiched him in the penalty area. There was no way they were going to allow him to get a free leap at that header.
Well, you know, they say lies, damn lies and statistics. Well, at the moment, both teams have had 3 shots on target in this game, and yet it's 3-0 to Portugal as things stand. Him only had 2 more attempts at goal more than what Turkey have. Funny old game of football, really, isn't it? Half an hour to go. Throw by Ronaldo down this right-hand side. Neves just helps on his way to Vitinha, out wide to the right-hand side as they advance deeper into Turkey territory, about 35 yards from goal. Now on that right-hand side, Bernardo Silva, giving it short this time to João Cancelo. Back to Bernardo Silva. And now with Diaz, Vitinha. To the right is Silva hugging the touchline. And they will go back towards halfway. And again, they will show their patience. They'll bring Pepe into the game at the edge of the centre circle. And now Mendes down this left-hand side for Portugal. Neto towards Mendes. He's caught from behind that time. And Cilic needs to be careful. He was booked in that first half for his protesting, of course. And he just sticks out the boot to the right ankle of Mendes. Dangerous signs at times. Portugal have it with Vitinha. Terrific noise inside the stadium. And again, there's another foul. This time on Bruno Fernandes. It's the captain this time round with the challenge. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and he was booked in the first game as well, so he is walking a bit of a tightrope here for Turkey.
Well, it's trying to strike that balance of obviously sheer frustration, but still trying to end the game in a positive way with real energy. And the way they close down Portugal and not just allow them to pass the ball around for the rest of the game. But like you said, you don't then want to miss the third game, which
could be crucial for them.
It's going to feel absolutely crucial. They're already missing one of their centre-backs for the game.
And the thing is, with Portugal through, I mean, the one thing what you would say about the Czech side is, obviously they were outplayed for long periods against Portugal, but as we've seen from Czech sides in the past in these tournaments, they can then just suddenly find a little bit of form, and they can get a striker who just goes on a bit of a roll, and if they could get to the 4 points and get themselves through, then they'll be a dangerous team in the round of 16.
Yeah.
There's a chance maybe, but the shot is over this time for Yildiz. Just broke to him towards the edge of the penalty area on his right foot. I think maybe he had a little bit of his fellow teenager there, Arda Güler, and what he achieved against Georgia, and thought he may try the same, but not quite as successfully.
Oh, but it was there to be hit. The space opened up, nobody closed him down. He had the time to get the strike on the target. Just made a bit of a mess of it, the young man.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, Scotland against Hungary. What a huge game for the Scots in Stuttgart. It's live right here on TalkSport. Build up from 4 in a special drive with Adrian and Darren Bent tomorrow. And then, of course, Hugh and Chris Iwelumo, the former Scotland striker, will be alongside Joe Shannon in the stadium to bring you what is a huge game for Scotland. And they find their way into the round of 16. As Adrian mentioned at half-time, they currently sit bottom of the 6 potential qualifiers as things stand. But there's work to be done, that's for sure. Here, Turkey have it on halfway. Down this right-hand side. Short to Çelik and then back inside to Yüzücü. Now they'll switch play to the left, and Guardiola, who's maybe one of the more consistent Turkish players across both of their fixtures so far. In the middle of the park, it's a chance for the first time you accept to get it forward. Now down that right-hand side, courtesy of Akaida, keeping the ball nicely. Probably the longest they've had the ball in this game, I would say.
Yeah, but Portugal showing again they're still able to make it difficult for you defensively in terms of that shape that they've got, nice and compact and solid.
On the charge is Atkin down this near side. Çelik gets the ball across, dangerous one into the 6-yard box. But who else? Who else is there but Pepe, reading the game perfectly again and getting the ball clear to Pedro Neto.
Just halfway through his book, isn't he? Sat in his library there, Pepe. Very calm and quiet afternoon. Read the game, honestly. It just shows, doesn't it?
Bernardo Silva down the right-hand side with a crossover. Ronaldo with a header, always put it sideways. Edge of the 6-yard box. That familiar sight of him leaping into the air. The only thing you expected was to see the net bulge, but instead he's headed this one sideways.
Yeah, again, brilliant run by Bernardo Silva down the side. Guardiola lifts it up. Ronaldo's there, he just mistimes it. Simple as that. Completely, he's up too early. He thinks the ball's there to be headed, so he goes in that familiar leap of his, and then the ball's got a little bit of curl on it, just curls away from him at the last second. And like you said, sideways header, nowhere near the goal.
As I was looking, I was hoping you were going to say he's just gone up a bit too early, hadn't he?
No, he had ball, so there was a tiny bit of curl on the cross from Bernardo Silva that maybe he hadn't read.
Didn't quite go at Bernardo Silva like he did Cancelo in the first half. Yilmaz tries to get a flick onto that inside the penalty area. He wants a penalty. There was a bouncing ball into the box. It was a lovely curling ball. And Yilmaz just tried to get his head on it. I think he was more interested in hitting the deck and trying to get a penalty for his side.
But also, Ruben Diaz just gives him the tiniest of shoves, just as he's about to try and head it. Little elbow in the back, not enough for it to look like a penalty, but enough just to put you off as a striker. It was actually clever defending that from Ruben Diaz.
So we get the dissection of England's performance against Denmark. I'm not sure if it's quite finished yet, but we'll be building up to the final group game. We'll get that on Tuesday night here on TalkSport, of course. A bumper day of action for you on Tuesday with 2 groups finishing 5 o'clock kickoffs and 8 o'clock kickoffs. Games on both TalkSport and TalkSport 2 as well, as this feast of football continues throughout what's left of June and through the middle of July. We're not even halfway there yet, people. And how good has it been so far? We were talking in that first half about own goals as well, of course. I'm just trying to work out, having had 6 already, where that kind of stands in the pantheon of major championships. When the history of the World Cup and European Championships, only the 2018 World Cup and the Euros have seen more own goals than Euro 2024. On our monitors, getting a replay, of course, of Yilmaz as he goes to the ground under that challenge from Diaz. In the stadium again, the referee just asserting his authority on this game. Felix Weah. There's another change here, the introduction of Nelson Semedo for Portugal, on for João Cancelo. Straight swap at right back, as again Roberto Martinez just freshening things up for his side, comfortably in front by 3-0. But we are going to see Arda Güler, who's ready to come on. So I'm not too sure how bad that muscle injury is that they are protecting him from, but they've decided he's going to get 20 minutes today, as that's played down that right-hand side by Neves, trying to set in Semedo, of course, another former colleague at Wolves of Ruben Neves, but he commits the foul, and that's going to be a free kick for Turkey.
Yeah, and you just wonder, you wouldn't like to think it necessarily, but could be to protect the young players. Of course it can, in the difficulty of these tournaments, the pressure that comes with that. Of course, for Aragula, who comes on for Akgud on the right-hand side, because that final game is clearly going to be vital, and if they both come on, you'd expect them to start that last game.
You would think so, given the impact they had in that opening game, of course. Aragula at 19 years and 114 days, as he was the youngest player to score in his tournament debut. Just the third teenager to do it as well. Bene back in 1964 managed to do it for Hungary, and the other, of course, was back in 2004, and he's out on the pitch today, desperately searching out the goal, but not selfishly, you could say. Semedo on that right-hand side trying to get forward, but he just probably had too much time while he was bouncing in the air and ended up losing possession. He's not the paciest of players, Semedo, as you see week in, week out at Molineux. And he's out there getting another cap, his 32nd today. Didn't appear at the 2018 or 2022 World Cups. He was named in the provisional squad but then left out under Roberto Martinez. He's definitely one of his squad. He's punted forward this time by Costa and in the arms away to our left-hand side of Blombush.
Well, the two teenagers are on. Are we going to see a electric finish from Turkey in the last 20 or so minutes? I was hoping to see them from the start, but they've got their opportunity.
On this right-hand side they come again with Çelik, but the press is decent this time from Neto, just keeping Turkey hemmed inside their own half. Yilmaz has possession on this near side. On the touchline is Aragula, just trying to get into the game to start with. And he wins a side of throw immediately on this near touchline. Are we sure he's 19? It looks very young to me. Down this near side. Gula again has possession. Just goes short in field to Yüzücü. The substitutes combine, but now Portugal try and break away. Yüzücü will get it back though. Vitinha's there and will be penalised for the foul on Vitinha, who goes to ground holding that left ankle of his.
Again, just lunging in slightly there. Yüzücü gets the ball, but takes the man at the same time. Referee gives a free kick. With every one of those free kicks, it just saps the time, saps the momentum. Portugal can just keep control again.
They can, for sure. Record against Portugal is not the best, and that ball run's going to continue as this time Pedro Neto still goes down the left-hand side. Neto, Ronaldo wants it in the middle as he tries to cross from the left edge of the penalty area. He goes for a second time in towards Ronaldo. Semedo arrives as well, but it's cleared away as far as Vitinha. He'll go back in once more with Neves, and then Diaz on that right-hand side to Bernardo Silva.
Well, again, Ronaldo was hilarious there, as Neto, first of all, tried to play that ball down the side of the centre-back for Ronaldo. Got cut out. Ronaldo throws his arms up in the air and almost misses out on the chance, as Neto then regains possession and is looking to cross. He then tries to get back into position. That's then cut out. The third cross is cut out, and then he can throw his arms once again. But he almost missed out on a chance there, simply because he was so annoyed.
Gaidon is the player that's down here for Turkey. I'd always be keen just to have a camera on Ronaldo through the entire game, because I think it might be quite entertaining just to watch his entire moves, get that recorded, because that would be quite something to watch. Roberto Martinez still coaching his side from the sidelines. Gives me an opportunity to remind you of what's coming up once we are done here in Dortmund, and it's time for a big game to finish up the night. Our third of our triple header today as Belgium take on Romania. That's going to be the game that gets underway at 8 o'clock UK time. Scott Minto and Nigel Adderley will be guiding you through that one. And that's an 8 o'clock kickoff tonight here on Talk Sport. 73 minutes on the clock. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. Turkey have only managed to beat Portugal twice over time. 1955 in Istanbul was the first of those, and their last victory came in Lisbon in 2012. And it's quite interesting about that game. We mentioned that Ronaldo's never scored against Turkey, but he actually missed a penalty in that game, and one of the goals for Turkey came from a Pepe own goal as well. Long conversation right now between Ruben Diaz and Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think that's the last we're going to see of Akaydon, and this could be a real problem for Turkey, bearing in mind that Badiceao's his centre-half partner is suspended for the game against Czechia, and Akaydon looks like he's done something to his ribs here potentially as well, or he's holding his ribs, he's limping, so it's a combination of several issues really.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a side strain perhaps for Akaydon. It's in some discomfort, I have to say, leaving the field. Obviously Demiral is an option who I thought might have started the tournament.
And also without Soyuncu, of course, through injury too, which has limited some of their options at centre-half. But we are going to see the introduction now of Merek Demiral, as you say. He's going to come on at centre-half. Expected change with that injury to Akaydon. That's all the changes that Turkey are able to make tonight. 15 minutes remaining. Good night for Portugal. Not such a good night for Akaydon. An own goal and an injury and a yellow card. Doesn't really get much worse for a night, really, does it? Now, maybe a red, that would have probably finished the night off in style. A night to forget for him.
I think he's had enough, to be honest.
Yeah, understandable. Quarter of an hour to go. I'll tell you who's not had enough at centre-half is Pepe, who's literally running around like a teenager. In fact, he's being tracked by a teenager in Güler, and he's got the better of him. In fact, Pepe is now on a charge. He's towards the edge of the penalty area. Out wide to this left-hand side with Neto. Ball just gets caught under the feet this time of the substitute on this near side, Demiral, and then away here will come Güler on this near side. No, he won't, because he's stopped in his tracks by Pepe, and the teenager is stopped by someone who is old enough to be his father, quite comfortably. Not quite grandfather, but
I didn't want to go there. No.
Brilliant defending though by Pepe.
Oh, absolutely. Again, I talked about it before the game. He hasn't lost any of that aggression in the way that he defends, but there's definitely a smartness to his defending now, the way that he reads the game and steps in, and he has done a couple of times to make it look so easy in the way that he's read a couple of those crosses from a Turkish side that could have been dangerous, but he's read it early, and the game is now just plodding along to nothing really.
Just a quick word on Roberto Martinez, because I mean, they won their opening two group games in 2000 and 2008 did Portugal. They look like they're going to do the same here, which will already stick them into the round of 16. He's obviously carrying that baggage of being the manager who never quite managed to win a trophy with the golden generation of Belgium. You look through this Portuguese side and you look at the quality in that squad and think the pressure's got to be on him to potentially deliver. We'll come back to that in a moment, because Yilmaz is away down this right-hand side for Turkey. He's forced backwards though on this near touchline by Mendes. Holds the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area. Does well. Now gets it short to Chilik down this right-hand side. Fernandes is doing the defending, and good defending too. Is there pressure on Martinez to deliver with this Portuguese squad?
Oh, of course there is. When you have a squad of players that Portugal have got, of course there's the pressure. I think what's impressed me is that we saw something different in that first game, in the way that he played the three, with just Vitinha and Fernandes in midfield, and then today he's changed again, gone with more of a 4-3-3, but the interchanging of the players and actually how solid they've looked defensively still, I think is going to be important for this tournament for Portugal.
Chilik at the byline, tries to get a cross in for Turkey, but again it's blocked out by Vitinha onto this near side.
but I think showing his tactical awareness to be able to change the team and then look comfortable in both of the games with those different systems.
The personal CV of Roberto Martinez, with the squad he had at Belgium and Portugal, could do with a trophy of it, that's for sure. Pepe with a header away of this corner that's delivered from the right hand side. I mean, I wouldn't want to tempt you into your king performance of the match, but Pepe's got to be in there.
You're trying your best.
Swung over, Pepe again with the header away. And you can hear the cheers from the 15,000 Portuguese supporters every time he heads the ball. And there he is again, a third consecutive header away from Pepe inside the penalty area as Turkey try and swing those crosses in. And he is absolutely adored by those Portuguese supporters behind the goal away to the right, where he's currently doing all of his defending. Here's Yıldız on that far side for Turkey as they try to get the ball into the box again. Cardiolo this time on a charge into the penalty area, closed down by Semedo, delivered across and controlled by Vitinha, who then will just try and bring it clear by dribbling outside his own penalty area, gives the ball away inside the box this time, and it has to be helped and cleared by Ruben Neves that time. And I'm not sure if I was coaching Vitinha started dribbling out the box I'd be too happy, even though it is 3-0. Here's a chance maybe for Gula again. He's just got the ball at the edge of the penalty area. Arda Güler to the right, gives it short to Yilmaz. Çelik back to Arda Güler again, right edge of the box. Çelik once more on this near touchline for Turkey as they probe and try and find a way to get a goal in this game. Yilmaz, edge of the penalty area, plays it square, almost inviting a shot but not quite, as Cardiolo then gets it left edge of the box, off the angle. Turkey lined up against all these red shirts, then it's a poor pass, then the breakaway's on with Neto and Fernandes, but it's not a good. Çelik tries to find Yilmaz outside him, but again an outstretched boot, this time from Mendes, gets it clear, that bounces in the penalty area and out of play for a goal kick to Portugal. He's changed his mind, he's actually given a corner, I think.
Well, it was scrappy, wasn't it, there? Both teams giving the ball back to each other consecutively. But actually, Portugal showing a slightly different side to their defending, just defending their area, bodies behind the ball, and just saying, well, if you're going to have a go, it's going to have to be from distance.
Çalhanoğlu to deliver this one, and he does towards the edge of the penalty area. Taken down this time by Arda Güler, but he just can't get beyond Vitinha. Bernardo Silva on this near touchline to Vitinha again, just keeping the ball, Portugal, deep inside their own half, and then there's a problem because someone's on the field of play. Referee has to pause the game at this point while everyone else takes a breather. Pepe does 10 press-ups because he's fine, he doesn't need a breather.
His awareness has been that good, he spotted the supporter getting out of his seat.
It is quite remarkable, isn't it?
No, we're not going over the top. He has actually been outstanding. You know, he's been the one. The amount of times that he's either headed it or intercepted from a cross from a Turkish player, that's not a fluke. It's because he's read the game.
And it doesn't actually surprise me that at this point Roberto Martinez is giving him his moment. Listen to this from the Portuguese supporters as they bow down to Pepe as he comes off. Antonio Silva's the player coming on, and Roberto Martinez just clasps his hand and says yes as they hug each other. There's a reason he's in this team. Martinez sees that value even at the age of over 41 and a half. What a performance today from Pepe.
Yeah, excellent performance, showing again that age is just a number, and that if you keep yourself as fit as he has and you read the game, there's something to be said for all that experience and nous that you have as a defender to almost, make the strikers look average at times.
Diaz with a free kick for Portugal just inside their own half. It'll be an anxious few days for Turkey before that final group game, that's for sure, against Czechia. Here they come again now down this left-hand side, out wide. It's swung in, is it? No, Neto just cuts back onto his right foot. Now he looks to go, and quick feet, plays the ball back once more to Mendes. Mendes swings that to the back post. And coming in that time was Fernandes trying to get on the head of it, on the end of it, and Brian Dush is the player who managed to gather it in goal and then bowled it out immediately to try and launch a counter here for Turkey. And it's Arda Güler to Yilmaz. He's got Gula alongside him at the edge of the penalty area. Yilmaz gives it back to Gula. Similar angle to where he took his shot the other day. This time he tries to tee one up for Yusuf Yüzücü. And the ball goes out of play. It's very well defended this time on that far side by Semedo.
Yeah, lovely bit of disguise from Arda Güler. You know, looking as if he's going to take that strike on again, but then just lifting it to Yüzücü at the back post. He probably should have gone for the volley. Instead, he tried to take it down, and Semedo just stepped in front of him.
6 minutes remaining. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. Ronaldo not on the score sheet this time round as yet. Here's Yilmaz down this right-hand side for Turkey. Arda Güler has seen plenty of the ball since he come on. Yilmaz, infield he goes to Vitinha. Little flick from Bernardo Silva. Doesn't quite work out this time. With Neto on this near side. Arda Güler again. Short. Controlled by Yıldız, had come infield that time. The two teenagers combining for Turkey. Guardiola on that far side. Yıldız again. Short to Arda Güler. Wide on that far side for Guardiola. Just happy to keep the ball here, Turkey. It's the best they've done throughout this game, really. Yıldız on that far side on his right foot gets it over, but it's half cleared by Neves, and now Fernandes on that far side will go down, and Guardiola will be penalised for the foul, and that's a free kick for Portugal. Midway inside their own half. 5 minutes to go. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now.
If you wanted to just get a gauge on how important and what the other players think of Arda Güler, 19 years old, since he's come on, every player is looking for him. He's trying to be that playmaker, that dictator, and that says everything about what the other players think of him.
Here come Turkey, and Güler in particular at the edge of the box, dances inside the penalty area, but he's just held off that time by the substitute Antonio Silva, but he's got it back on his left foot in a central position again. Lovely ball skipped out to the left-hand side to Guardiola, who takes it in his stride. Arda Güler inside the box, clips it over towards the 6-yard area and cleared away by Mendes, and it had to be, as there were two white shirts gathering. That's well read that time by Neves to steal it away as they tried to find Güler again. And now down this left-hand side it's Pedro Neto. He's got Ronaldo with him, slips it first time. Ronaldo in the box, tries to lay it back that time, either onto his right foot or to Pedro Neto. Neither works. Fernandes comes and saves the day. And now on halfway, it's picked up once more for Portugal.
And once again, Ronaldo looking for the right option, playing it back towards Neto on the break. Could have taken the shot himself with his left foot to play it back to Neto, didn't quite work. But again, Arda Güler with a brilliant ball in over the top of Ruben Diaz's head, and Mendes did excellent to get into position.
Here's Ronaldo, edge of the box, tees that one up for Fernandes, who slips that through for the advance run from Bernardo Silva, but out comes Altabundas again, and this time he's able to gather it up, and he denies Bernardo Silva a second goal of the game.
Lovely disguised pass from Bruno Fernandes. Saw the run from Bernardo Silva, again faking to shoot and then just caressing it behind. And if Bernardo Silva had a tiny bit more pace, just checked his stride, Bernardo Silva, instead of going full pelt at that, allowed the goalkeeper to come out and play.
Don't forget, as well as you bringing you all 51 games from Euro 2024, we are of course live in Germany for so many more of our programmes as well. Don't forget TalkSport Euro Breakfast on Monday morning, and then the game day warm-up as well with White, Jordan and Stuart Pearce on Monday too. So plenty of our programmes coming live from Germany, as well as loads of content as well at talksport.com. Vitinha's being substituted here, and he's being replaced by João Neves. I mean, it's just an embarrassment of riches time and time again as to who can come off this Portuguese bench, and the quality just doesn't seem to slip at all. I'm pretty sure that's why I make them one of my favourites for this tournament. I really think they've got all bases covered as and when required, and well, they're going for a second straight victory here, and Ronaldo's yet to find the back of the net. 90 seconds plus time added on to play. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. It's for Turkey in the middle of the park this time with Yüksel. He lifts the ball forward down this right-hand side. It's a long raking ball that finds Çelik, who tries to get the better of Mendes, and he does this time to Yilmaz. Yilmaz at the edge of the box tries to play it back towards Arda Güler, but it was a misplaced pass. The radar well off that time from Yilmaz. Now down this left-hand side, Neto on a charge. Neto's got the pace here if he keeps running. Chooses to go forward at the edge of the box, but it's really well defended that time by the substitute who steps in. And it's an opportunity here for Turkey just to gather possession again. The game's been long gone, but they're still working incredibly hard. But that was decent bit defended there by Demiral on that occasion.
Giving the ball away.
He's got more to do here. Ronaldo's just drifted offside, has he? Slipped to the right-hand side. Ronaldo in the box. Lovely little layoff, but the shot coming in from Bernardo Silva again. And it's well blocked at the edge of the 6-yard box. And it's that man once more, Demiral, who gets across and makes the block.
Yeah, it looked like tight defending there, and I'm sure Ronaldo knew that he actually had time there to swivel and shoot himself. He laid off to Bernardo Silva, who tried to be really clever with his finish, just reversing it into the opposite corner. Demiral, who's actually looked good since he's come on, a couple of good defensive bits of work. That was a good block.
Well, they know he's going to be needed in that third group game for sure. 5 added minutes in Dortmund. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. Coming up, Belgium against Romania. That's next here on Talk Sport. Cleared away from the edge of the penalty area, that time by Guardiola. It's bouncing and it'll have to be dealt with by Antonio Silva. And he's done well. He finds Semedo down this right-hand side. In front of him is Fernandes, who tries to get across, but the offside flag goes up. And that will be a free kick for Turkey, level with the edge of their own penalty area.
I think they've shown many facets actually in this performance, Portugal, that they can defend deep, that they can counter-attack if they need to, that they can control the game with their possession and rotation, that they've got players that can hurt you. As Arda Güler, I think, was looking to shoot from his own half, was he?
I think he may have been. If well, put it this way, it wasn't a very good shot and it wasn't a very good pass, so I'm not sure what he'll pass that one off as. A minute of the 5 are played. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. And all the noise coming from the small section of Portuguese fans. They're in Dortmund with tickets to this game. It's Semedo down the right-hand side. That's better. Bernardo Silva on a charge. Ronaldo's at the edge of the penalty area. Bernardo Silva still going. Goes down. The referee says absolutely no interest at all.
Oh, I'm not too sure. I think Bernardo Silva gets caught here as there's another supporter on the pitch after Ronaldo.
There he is, they are. They want a high five with him. Well, I know in this country we've had our criticism about allowing supporters onto fields of play, but that's another one in the same game. I mean, it is shoulder to shoulder, but there's plenty of intent in there from Çalhanoğlu.
Yeah, I think there is, but he's got his body at a good angle, as if he's just ahead of Bernardo Silva, and then there's not much to him, is there? No. Bernardo, he's not carrying any holiday weight like myself. He's lean, and Çalhanoğlu just bodied him in the end.
That leanness is just what makes him quite so tricky in those movements. The way he just weaves himself in and out at times, isn't it?
Yeah, his work rate is just magnificent as well, isn't it? Really sets the tempo for any team.
In fact, he's been rewarded with a goal tonight. Goal for Bruno Fernandes as well, and that own goal earlier in the game. The 3 that have helped Portugal to these 3 points and back-to-back victories. Can Turkey offer in these closing stages? 2 minutes of added time to play. Guardiola. Let's hit back to the skipper, who again is one of those looking for Arda Güler, and this one's driven by Çelik. Mendes will block it out, another corner, Turkey on the right.
Çalhanoğlu has been brilliant actually with his distribution in this game. Different role as he's getting older, a deeper quarterback type role rather than being further forwards. But again, another supporter.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous now. Not only is it ridiculous, but safety of players and security It's fairly appalling. The third time this game has been interrupted by supporters coming from the stand, all of whom, I have to say, want a piece of Cristiano Ronaldo and a handshake and a high five.
Yeah, look, he handles it very well, doesn't he? Considering it must be disconcerting, you know, checking over your shoulder, a fan hurtling towards you, but he's become accustomed to it and handles it well.
Just over a minute to play. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. Güler is the one who swings in the corner this time, headed away by Mendes. The teenager gets it back. He'll go short this time to Çelik. Çelik again on this right-hand side. Onto his right foot. He's closed down by Mendes. Finds Yilmaz. Just tries to turn and get away from Fernandes. And again, they try to find Güler. And on this near side, the breakaway is on now for Fernandes. Depends how much he's got left in those legs. They look tired legs, to be fair. Cristiano Ronaldo down this left-hand side. Ball at feet, skips past the one challenge. Plays a delightful ball to that right-hand side to Bernardo Silva. He's continued his run into the penalty area. Semedo's outside of him. And here's the chance for Ruben Neves to fire one. We've seen him score some spectacular goals from outside the penalty area. But that's over the bar. And again, Cristiano Ronaldo is putting his fingers through his hair as he says, I've just run half the length of the field, and that's what we do with the ball.
Yeah, but that's Ruben Neves' zone, isn't it? We've seen him score some worldies from that position. I think Ronaldo's frustration comes from knowing there's been chances, there's been openings in this game, and he's just not had that genuine chance.
He hasn't, and Neves hasn't scored in his 48 appearances for Portugal, so no wonder he fancied a goal. And there's the full-time whistle, and it's Portugal who are safely through to the round of 16 at Euro 2024, and another fan comes on the field of play after a selfie with Cristiano Ronaldo, who was very unselfish. He turned provider for Portugal's third goal tonight when he could have had a shot himself, but instead he set up Bruno Fernandes. That was adding to the own goal in the first half and the goal from Bernardo Silva. A comfortable night for the Portuguese, a sweaty night tonight for Turkey, and they will continue to sweat because it's all on the final game day for them against Czechia to see if they can find their way into the round of 16 too. Dortmund may have been overrun by Turkish supporters tonight, but on the field of play, it's Portugal who dominated. Full time in Dortmund, Turkey 0, Portugal 3.
Well, I've got to say that there were fans running onto the pitch to get a selfie with Ronaldo at the start of the first Portuguese game. Fans running on the pitch at the end of the second. I think we all knew that was likely to happen, or fans were likely to try and do that before the tournament even started. It will be nice, Dean Ashton, if UEFA and security at each of the stadia could just wise up to what's going on, because there's a real fear one of those fans could get close to him, and the worst case scenario is absolutely unthinkable. These fans are getting as close to him as they want, and it's got to stop, hasn't it?
It has. I think he handles it brilliantly, because it must be scary, to be honest, to have a supporter run on. You don't know what they've got with them, and you know, we've seen it in other sports, you know, down the years. And you're right, that is down to the authorities to make sure that these things don't happen, and are certainly down to a minimum. You know, to have 3 or 4 in the space of 10 minutes in particular in that second half is a worry.
In terms of the football, they got the job done, and comfortably in the end. 2-0 up at half-time, 3-0 by full-time. Just on Ronaldo, though, he's played 90 in both, and I suspect, having won the group now, they're through Portugal, and they've topped the group, he may well get a rest for the third game. Is that what Roberto Martinez should do?
It's what he should do, but it's whether he will. Ronaldo doesn't want to miss any game at all. But I think he showed today, as I'm sure you spat your water out as he passed it across to Bruno Fernandes, because I don't think any of us expected. I expected him to shoot. You know, he was through, he was under no pressure, but he did the right thing. And I thought his face said it all afterwards, but he's just so desperate to score goals. Again, he'll want to play because he wants to break records, and he wants to just continue to score.
He does. I'm actually still wondering if that really happened, because let's just describe the scene. No, seriously, he's through one-on-one with the goalkeeper and squares it to Bruno Fernandes. I mean, and I appreciate he's got a number of assists in Euros history, but when you played that many games, you will have a number of assists. In that scenario, I can't think of anybody who would predict that Cristiano Ronaldo would not take the shot on goal. I think it's an incredible moment in Cristiano Ronaldo's career.
I think it is. Is he showing signs that he's getting mature as he's getting older? It has to be. But look, I think I was amazed mainly as well because it was 2-0 at the time as well. They were pretty comfortable. But he did the right thing, absolutely the right thing to do. And you've got that captain's armband in particular as well. I think all the players around Bruno Fernandes it was obvious that was the right thing to do. And you know, this Portugal side, whether it is Ronaldo or whether it's Ramos up top, they're going to have to be feared. They're a top squad.
They've got a chance, there's no doubt about it, and they're through as group winners. But Dean, you've got a decision to make. Let's take a look at the King performance thanks to Burger King.
King Performance on Talk Sport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Former England striker Dean Ashton, who are you going for?
Well, I mean, look, Adam Bridge is staring at me. He's already shaved his head, and it's pretty obvious. And I've got to agree with him. I have to. I think Pepe was so good. The amount of times he read the situation, but in just the most calmest of manners, in the way that he defended, and showing that, yes, he may be 41, but he's kept himself in incredible condition. And actually, if Portugal are going to go ahead and win this tournament, he's going to play a pivotal role, both his experience and his actual defensive ability. And I think he showed all of that in his performance tonight.
Okay, I accept that, but I want you all to go and have a look at Ruben Dias's numbers. They're better than Pepe's, but based on his age, he has got it. The King Performance pick in association with Burger King.
King Performance on Talk Sport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
My thanks to Dean Ashton and to Adam Bridge for the commentary of that one. Portugal through as group winners. Me and Darren Bent live from Dusseldorf. Tomorrow will be at the same sports bar in Dusseldorf from 4, followed by Scotland, Hungary, live on Talk Sport. Belgium, Romania and Cologne next. Danny Kelly, your host for that one. But Portugal made a statement live on Talk Sport this afternoon. But the bigger headline is Ronaldo was clean through and then passed for Bruno Fernandes to score. Probably the most unpredictable Euros ever. Apart from England, of course. Danny Kelly's next on TalkSport.
Euro Game Day live on TalkSport with Burger King, official providers of Foodfillment. That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 2 for £8 on selected fire pit barbecue products. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the... To lower prices. Tesco. Every little helps. Majority of larger stores ends 22nd of September. Excludes Northern Ireland. Club Card or app required.
I tell you what, Jeff, it's been some journey, but here they are, just moments away from the whistle.
Absolutely. There's been twists, there's been turns, not to mention that parking of the bus. But as the clock runs down, I think they're going to make it.
It goes to show that you can really handle the pressure when your tyres are performing.
I'm home. Has the game started yet?
Top performance.
Driving home for the match? Keep your tyres in peak condition. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit. Drive away happy every time.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh! What
are you doing there?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes! Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app, only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. Official broadcast of UEFA Euro 2024, Germany. TalkSport. Talk Sport.
With the latest headlines, I'm Jeremy Lieben. Yes, as you just heard here on TalkSport, Portugal have negotiated a potentially tricky group clash with Turkey, and in some style. They were 3-0 winners in the end, which has achieved 2 big aims for the country. Number 1, they're through to the knockout stages with a game to spare. And number 2, they've underlined their status as one of the pre-tournament favourites. It leaves their opponents battling with the Czech Republic and Georgia for the final qualifying spot in their group. Those two sides drew 1-1 earlier in the 2 p.m. kickoff. And coming up at 8, yep, you guessed it, live right here on TalkSport, yet another mouth-watering clash. Belgium take on Romania and will be looking to bounce back from a shock defeat to Slovakia in their first group match. Bad news, meanwhile, from the England training camp today. Left-back Luke Shaw, who they've really missed in the tournament so far, let's be honest, looks unlikely to play at all this tournament. He's trained on his own away from the rest of the squad. And finally, to rugby, England will head for their Union Tour of New Zealand in the summer on the back of a 52-17 win against Japan in Tokyo. Steve Borthwick's side got the better of a team coached by their former boss, Eddie Jones, of course. Captain Jamie George says it made for an entertaining game.
It was always going to be an interesting challenge, having the history that's gone on, the amount of players that he's coached in this team. Really enjoyed that challenge. I think what I enjoyed the most was probably the element of the unknown. Eddie's first game with Japan, and I thought they were really good.
England will face New Zealand in a tough 2-match series next month.
Talk Sport News.
The mother of missing Jay Slater says police in Tenerife have told her they're stepping up their search. And senior Conservatives, Labour and Lib Dem politicians have condemned comments made by Nigel Farage.
Talk Sport Weather.
Tonight we'll see clouds with light rain in northern areas, dry and clear to the south and east. In the early hours, low clouds and hill fog will develop over parts of Wales and southwest England.
Talk Sport. Every sub, every send-off, every sublime set piece.
Official broadcast partner of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day Live
on Talk Sport.
I like it.
Yeah, welcome once again to another Euro Game Day Live. I'm Danny Kelly, and this is really the moment in Group E. Romania can go through, Belgium can go out, or all the teams could end up level on 3 points. Group E is becoming the Terror Dome.
Group E is getting off to a start that no one predicted.
It's nice to lead the team out, and hopefully I can help them and play a good tournament.
And here was an opportunity for Slovakia, and they score! Ivan
There's no easy game in a major tournament. We've seen that so far.
Here they go again. Dennis Mann from the corner, and they've touched it in from close range. Romania now 3-0 up.
It's all over. It is the greatest day in Slovakian football history. They have beaten Belgium, the golden generation.
Just got to focus on the second game and go and win it. That's it.
Roman Jurenchuk with fabulous control and a calm finish for Ukraine, and that is the goal they were looking for.
I think most important today we show the spirit. In that kind of tournament, you can win, you can lose, but it's very important how you're doing this.
Victory for Ukraine, and you can see what it means on and off the field.
Every kick, every shot, every tackle, every goal, every twist, every turn coming your way on the TalkSport network.
Well, welcome to the Terror Dome.
Yeah, I know it's only a second game in the group for these teams, but such is the way these things work, it is all important. Belgium against Romania. I say that's all important. Let's get over now and get the all important team news with Burger King.
Team lineup on Talk Sport with Burger King. Introducing the ultimate lineup with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus and Bacon Caesar loaded fries. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Yeah, let's get those teams for the match in Cologne from tonight's match commentator, Nigel Adderley.
Yes, good evening, Danny. As you say, a big night for Belgium and big changes as well made by their coach, Domenico Tedesco. 4 in total from that 1-0 loss against Slovakia. Out go De Bast, Carrasco, Mongala and Trossard. In come Arthur Thiat, Jan Vertonghen, the veteran, Yuri Tielemans and Dodi Lukebakio. There's also a change in shape as well to 3 at the back. It's Castells in goal, Castagna, Feiss and Vertonghen, the back 3. Doku, Tielemans, Onana and Thiat across the middle, with De Bruyne and Lukebakio supporting Lukaku in attack. Only one change for Romania after that momentous victory for them against Ukraine by 3-0. Florinel Koman drops to the bench, and the player who comes into midfield is Valentin Mihailia. So their side is Nitsa in goal, a back 4 of Rapsu, Dragusan, Burka and Banku. Marin will hold in midfield with Marin, Stanciu the captain and Mihailia supporting Dragus in attack.
Yeah, that was a look at the team lineups thanks to Burger King.
Team lineup on Talk Sport with Burger King. Introducing the ultimate lineup with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus and Bacon Caesar loaded fries. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Yeah, well, you heard from your commentator Nigel Adderley there. Alongside him, the expert match summariser is the former... we won't go through all these clubs here. It's too much to talk about. It's Scott Minto. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening, Danny. How are you?
Well, I'm very, very good indeed. I mean, in some ways, you're tempted to talk about Romania because of their great win against Ukraine, but we have to start with Belgium because the manager, Domenico Tedesco, he has taken a broom to their team, hasn't he? He has taken half the squad out.
Well, he has, yeah. And look, it was a massive shock what happened in the first game for them to lose. But actually, in terms of the chances they created, and don't forget they did put the ball in the back of the net twice, I feel that one of those disallowed was wrongly disallowed. Romelu Lukaku probably had about 4 other chances as well. I actually don't think it was the worst performance in the world, and we were speaking to a Belgian reporter earlier today, and he was saying that the public are actually okay. They're not panicking, say, in the way that some parts of the English public are, and we're already on 4 points. But obviously it does mean that today, right now, it's an absolutely crucial game for them to get back on track. It's one of those where, of course, you want to put in a great performance, but once you lose the first game in the group stages, I mean, yes, you can still qualify, of course, if you finish third, but you need to win this game. They need to find a way to win this game, and certainly they're looking with the attacking players that they have. And, well, look, Jan Vertonghen in defence, I think you were still in music when he was playing for Spurs. So, you know, for him to come back in, I think it shows that Tedesco feels they just need a little bit more experience at the back, but he needs to make changes because certain parts of it he wasn't happy with.
Yeah, but I think you may say that, I don't want to use the word panic, but you say that the Belgian population aren't panicking, but a change of system and change of 5 players, it tells you that, or at least 4, is that they really are not going to accept another defeat. You're right, though. It was matter of small margins because of the decisions and Lukaku having an off night, Scott. But Romania, you could argue the same for them, that their fantastic victory over Ukraine was gained off the back of less than 25% possession. You won't get that happening too many times in international football, but their manager, Edward Iordanescu, much happier with the situation and virtually the same team.
Absolutely, and again, the converse to what Belgium have done, and you're right to make the point of, change the system and 4 changes for Belgium. Maybe the public isn't panicking in Belgium, but maybe the manager is. But in terms of Romania, no, I mean, that was just fantastic, wasn't it? It was unexpected. I think they got a bit of help from the Ukrainian goalkeeper, who, to be fair, is a big call for him to be dropped, considering how well he'd done for Real Madrid this season. But yeah, absolutely, if you win your first game 3-0, you score 3, you keep a clean sheet, there's so much positivity and confidence to take from that game. But I do feel they're going to be up against the Belgian side where they really know they need to be at this. It'll be interesting to see whether they can handle the pressure. I personally think they can in this game, and I think Romania will be up against it.
Listen, thank you very much indeed for that. More from Scott and Nigel very, very soon, when we'll discuss, after a small break, the other games that we've seen today in the Euros, and we'll be hearing from the England camp. That's all coming up here on Euro Game Day Live.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of a net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's barbecue steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app, only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
I need to get snacks. I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP. Gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Love to see that.
It's starting, come on.
Make sure your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh!
What are you doing there?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 2 for £8 on selected Fire Pit barbecue products. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the... To lower prices, Tesco, every little helps. Majority of larger stores ends 22nd of September, excludes Northern Ireland Club Card or app required.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. What's better than a last-minute winner? A crispy chicken royale delivered straight to your door.
Drittes!
UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Brilliant goal! Tonight from 8. Uninterrupted on-location commentary of Belgium versus Romania.
On TalkSport.
Yeah! He's done it again! Sounds like summer. Feels like Fußball.
Yeah, just 45 minutes to go now before that game in Cologne between Belgium and Romania. Huge game for both sides historically and even in the context of this tournament. But before that, though, let's take a little look back at today's action with Carling.
Euro Game Day debrief on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Good afternoon, everyone. These two teams collected plaudits but no points in their opening games, and now it is time to deliver. And it is smuggled in. Chick wheels away in delight, and Czechia have their leveller. Longinidze over the top. Oh, what a chance for Georgia.
Oh my word! That's cleared off the line, was it? No, it's crossed the line. The watch sent it to goal. It's more calamities at the back for Turkey, and Portugal double their advantage.
Well, how are Turkey going to respond here to scoring the 6th own goal of Euro 2024?
Oh, that's going to run through to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's onside. Ronaldo with a chance to finish, gives it to Bruno Fernandes, and it's 3-0 to Portugal.
Well, well, well. It goes against every part of his DNA. Well played, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, well, we'll get on to Cristiano Ronaldo's square pass, perhaps the highlight of his career, people are saying, in a few seconds' time. Let's start with the first game in Group F this afternoon. And it was a 1-1 draw between Georgia and Czechia. And Nigel, it was one of those when I'll start with you, if I may. In the 95th minute, let's get his name right now, Saba Lobzanidze was through on the goal. The goalkeeper virtually sat down. I felt sorry for the commentator there, who had to change his voice mid-sentence from, oh, it's a goal, to, oh, no, he's missed. A quite extraordinary miss. And in the context of the game and Georgian football history, this chap will never live it down.
Well, he won't if they go out, and now they've got a tough game, although we'll see what sort of team Portugal put out now. They've won that group in the final game on Wednesday, but what an opportunity. And if you are a nation like Georgia in your first major championship, it is all about taking those big chances. Albania did the other day when they equalised against Croatia in the 95th minute. Slovakia did when they beat Belgium earlier on in this group. You've got to make the most of your opportunities. And for the second successive game, Georgia played well and didn't win. And while Willy Sagnol is getting a tune out of so many players, their fans, I'm sure, will feel they've not been let down. It's moments like that that have to go your way. And as you say, it's a long way back to Tbilisi if they don't go through after a moment like that.
Yeah, I rarely say this because, you know, it's a tough sport, football. I did feel sorry for the lad, as I must call him by local bylaws. Then we had the game, Scott, between a country that I must now learn to call, because they're officially called Turkey, and Portugal. And I think, Scott, we're in danger. I didn't see Portugal's name being bandied around as a team liable to go deep into the tournament before we started. And yet, if you look at their squad, they've got very, very good players in nearly every position. And today, the Turkey 0, Portugal 3 was a reflection of that simple fact.
Oh, they've got wonderful players, Danny, and you know they're in the. If there is a right side of the draw, I think they can go deep. I really do. I know a couple of people thought the same, and because it's not just about Cristiano Ronaldo, it's not just about their first 11, but if they are to get injuries, which we know deep into a tournament, you know the games do come thick and fast every 3 and 4 days, and if you're playing 6-7 matches, you need to have that strength in depth. They have it. And you're absolutely right to bring up what you brought up earlier. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, he absolutely did the right thing, but I think he'd be lying in bed tonight thinking, what on earth did I do? This was not what I'm about. You know, it's about goals, and he's yet to get his first goal, of course, in his competition. And of course he wants Portugal to win the Euros, but he also wants to be top scorer. He wants everything. He wants top assists, well, he might be on his way to assists now, but you know, that was it was an amazing moment, and maybe, just maybe, we're seeing a Cristiano Ronaldo that realises that he needs to be part of a team rather than all about him.
Do you not think, though, Scott, he thought he was offside, so it didn't really matter?
he might have done. He might have done. Listen, Danny, I think it was 100% the right thing to do if it was 0-0. If it was 3-0, there's no way he would have passed it. I'm still surprised at 2-0 that he did.
Yeah, well, I mean, Roberto Martinez, in some ways he's got a variant of the problem that he had at Belgium, and it's a lovely problem for him to have. Look at the people he was bringing off the bench. The biggest issue he has at the moment is trying to work out what his best starting 11 is. Or is it, Scott, these days that starting 11 is actually a red herring? It's about knowing what you're going to do with your 16.
Do you know what, Danny? That football's going that way, and you know, Eddie Jones, I think, was the first one, or certainly I heard talk about the finishers. You know, the ones who come off the bench and finish a game and become the hero that way. I still think the first 11 is the most important 11 because, generally speaking, unless you're absolutely having one, you very rarely get taken off in the first half. Even if you are having a really bad game, you might be given, okay, let's say even if you're given 45 minutes, you've got at least half the game. But generally speaking, you've got 60 to 70 minutes. Now, these finishers are very important, of course. We saw that in the first game for Portugal. But if I'm a footballer, I still want to be in that starting 11 because I know I'm going to get the majority of the game, even if I'm not playing particularly well. So, yes, of course, squad is important and coming off the bench, and we've seen that. We can give so many examples already. But I still feel that first 11 is really important because it can control the tempo of the game. It can dictate the game. And, of course, if you're 2 or 3-0 down, it doesn't really matter if you come on. You're not going to affect the game in that way. So, yeah, absolutely it's important and becoming more and more, but still that first 11 is absolutely crucial.
Well, Scott, if you were still playing, you'd probably be in the England squad at left back now.
I don't know about that, Danny, but thank you very much.
Well, I'm going to say this because it's been sticking in the back of my mind. England have brought 4 Crystal Palace players to the tournament. Fantastic. But the one that could actually help the current squad, Tyreek Mitchell, is probably on a beach in Ibiza. Very odd, particularly with the news about Luke Shaw's injury. The leaving out someone like Mitchell is very, very odd. Listen, thank you very much indeed. That's all thanks to Carling. It's 18 plus, and please drink responsibly.
Euro Game Day Debrief on Talk Sport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
OK then, let's now hear from that England camp that I've just been talking about ahead of Tuesday evening's Crunch Group C game against Slovenia. The Three Lions have been criticised for their first 2 performances so far in the tournament. So how do they improve? England defender Lewis Dunk has been speaking to TalkSport's England correspondent Faye Carruthers.
A lot of the noise, and actually it is coming from the inside because it is what the players have told me and what Gareth Southgate has said as well in terms of the pressing and pressing as a team as opposed to pressing as individuals. Can you give me a little bit of insight from a player's point of view about what you do in training in order to get that press intense and why it's maybe lacking at the minute?
Yeah, it's difficult because I think a lot of it at the moment, obviously club level, you press very differently. Some are man v man, some press sit off, and it's just getting that blend of from the manager's game plan and get it, because naturally sometimes people do press with where you do every day. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's getting
just
that
natural.
Yeah, I think especially if you do it all season, and then sometimes you can get an individual that used to do it their way, and it's just trying to focus on the game plan set out and making it as clear as possible and understanding it as a group to put it on a game day. So yeah, I think we've been struggling with that a little bit and probably giving up a bit too much ball possession where we don't usually do. And yeah, it's something we're speaking about inside and something we're going to improve on.
How different is it to, for example, what you're doing at Brighton? Like how many of the players are having to press differently to what they do?
No, because I think there's slight tweaks. Do you know what I mean? So they're not exactly one's doing it this all the way over here and the other one's all the way over there. There's slight tweaks, and yeah, we just need to make sure we press as a group and at the right times and make the right decisions. I think it's probably more decision making, and decision making under pressure is hard. So yeah, it's probably that's the thing at the moment, the decision when to go and when not to go as a team.
Yeah, fascinating there. First, fascinating that England should put Lewis Dunk up for the press conference, given that he hasn't taken part in those 2 games. And when pressed about England's pressing, Scott, kind of intimated that it's quite a difficult thing to learn to do. But for me, the problem is that they haven't pressed high, and nor have they fallen back into. I'm not sure how they're trying to defend or attack. Really, not having a real go. They've got 4 points from their games, but I'm not certain how they're going about these. What did you make of Lewis's comments there?
Danny, it was interesting that he was chosen to speak. I'm not going to say he's not going to play a minute, but he's not high on the list, even in the 16-17, I think, to be coming on for England. And he sort of started off by saying, everybody presses in different ways, and then he ended up by saying, well, really, they're just slight tweaks, so Faith did well just to push him there. Look, of course there are different ways to press, but they just don't look like a well-coached side without the ball. Now, there's a part of me that genuinely believes, and what I saw the other night was not good, because it looked like the shirt weighed heavy again from when before Gareth Southgate took over. Psychologically, again, when things weren't going well, it looked like no one wanted the ball, and they looked tired, looked lethargic, and that's not them not trying. That's a psychological thing there. And then if you're not well coached in terms of how to press, then everyone just looks haphazard and not really knowing what they're meant to be doing. It's not that difficult in terms of someone from behind giving a moment, a shout out, this is the time to press. And even if you're just going to the nearest man to you and making them go long, then do that. Denmark actually did that better against us than we did against them. And, we need to, first of all, he needs to get his team right. Second of all, the players need to think to themselves, listen, I'm not going to go down the route of the golden generation and absolutely struggle psychologically with this, because we do still have a really good chance. And although we've got 4 points, Danny, if we keep on playing like that, we're getting knocked out in the quarterfinals. We'll not even get to the semis. But I still genuinely believe we have the ingredients. And you look at, say, Italia 90, where we went to a 3 at the back. I'm not suggesting that, but things were tweaked and we grew throughout the tournament. You could argue with 96 as well, with a poor start. Even in the USA in the World Cup, we were very, very poor. So you can not necessarily have a great group stage, and Argentina are the perfect example of that, and go on and win the competition. All I am saying is it needs to get a lot better than what we're seeing at the moment. And I think if you get the pressing right, then generally speaking, everyone looks as if they're okay. If you don't, then again, that England shirt weighs heavy, and we look absolutely terrible like we did against Denmark. And as I can't repeat enough, I'm very much like you. I don't want to be 100% negative. I think we can still develop in this tournament, and we can go deep. And once you get into the quarters and the semis, well, then you forget what happened in the group stages. But if we play like we have in these first 2 games, we're not getting deep into the competition.
Sure, and this is not the place, Scott, where we have time to be building up to this big game between Belgium and Romania. But somebody needs to be honest here and talk about a great player. Harry Kane has not pressed for Spurs for years because they were protecting his ankles. He does not get involved in the real hard press in England. They should be almost be honest and say, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it a different way, because at the moment they're falling between the 2 stools.
Danny, we could talk for hours about this, and I know we haven't got the time, but I still believe that if Harry Kane is injured, then he needs to be rested and taken out. If he just needs game time because he's been injured and he's not 100% fit, then this is the time to do it. It's the knockout stages where it really matters. Now, everyone's gone down the route of modern-day football, pressing. Harry Kane is our best ever goal scorer. I'm not going to say greatest ever, because I think Jimmy Greaves was. But you look at the numbers. When it matters, he does score more often than not, and he's the one who we can rely on. So even if it means we don't 100% press with Harry, but he still can press, but not like Ollie Watkins. When he's in front of goal, like we saw against Denmark, he put the ball in the back of the net. You give him chances in the right places, even if he's not 100% fit, he will score. For me, he doesn't justify playing the full 90 minutes. That depends on how the game develops, but he definitely justifies starting the next game.
OK, listen, thank you very much indeed for that. You people are listening to the Euro Game Day Live here on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Get your classic Game Day flame grilled Whopper made fresh and delivered to your door. Order your Burger King delivery now.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh!
you doing, ref?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes! Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 2 for £8 on selected fire pit barbecue products. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the... To lower prices. Tesco. Every little helps. Majority of larger stores ends 22nd of September. Excludes Northern Ireland. Club Card or app required.
I tell you what, Jeff, it's been some journey, but here they are, just moments away from the whistle.
Absolutely. There's been twists, there's been turns, not to mention that parking of the bus. But as the clock runs down, I think they're going to make it.
It goes to show that you can really handle the pressure when your tyres are performing.
I'm home. Has the game started yet?
Top performance.
Driving home for the match? Keep your tyres in peak condition. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit. Drive away happy every time.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and... straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
Tomorrow night from 8 on TalkSport, Scotland get hungry for success in a do-or-die date with Destiny. Yes, that's what I need. Put it in the goal mouth. Delivering appetizers and build up from 7. Serving up full flavour commentary from 8. Play the ball, not the man. Will it be the best of times or the brat-verst of times? I hope not. They've got to win it to stay in it. Come on, Scotland. Whip it up, dish it out, and slam it in the back of the net. Scotland, get hungry. Tomorrow night from 8 on TalkSport. Official broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany. Shut it!
Yeah, just seen a shot there of some of the Belgian players on the pitch in Cologne in preparation for this game that's now less than half an hour away. Not sure what's going on. They had two of them wearing great big pairs of headphones. They clearly weren't playing any music, so they were talking to each other. So they must just be for show then, I guess, unless they'd stopped them getting their poor eardrums battered by the noise of the crowd. That Belgian team, of course, much changed from their first game and that defeat, and maybe even a change of system. Let's get the team news for both sides now from your match commentator Nigel Adderley.
Yes, 4 changes for Belgium from the loss against Slovakia. The players who have made way: Zeno de Bast, Leandro Trossard, Yannick Carrasco and Oral Mongala, who is on a yellow card.
Right.
And the players who have come into the team, the experience of Jan Vertonghen at the back, Yuri Tielemans in midfield, Arta Tiat on the left, and Lokubakio playing up front alongside Lukaku as well. So it's Castells in goal, Castagna, Fais and Vertonghen the back three, Doku, Tielemans, Onana and Tiat across midfield, with De Bruyne and Luka Bacchio supporting Lukaku in attack. The only change for Romania comes in midfield. Florian Koman is on the bench and Valatan Mahalia comes into the side. So it's Nitsa in goal, Ratsu, Dragosan, Burka and Bangsu the back four. It is Marius Marin holding in midfield behind the two more attacking players, Razvan Marin and Nikolai Stanchu, with Man Mahalia supporting Dragus from the wide areas.
Thank you very, very much indeed. Now it's time to look at all the latest odds around this game with William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Yeah, so it's a big hello to Lee Phelps from William Hill. Hi, Lee.
How you doing? You okay?
Really good. Really looking forward to this game. Perhaps because there's so much riding on it for both teams. What are the odds?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just listening to your comments there about the headphones. Maybe it's trying to drum out the noise that could come if Belgium don't win this game. If they lose this game, it's one of the most shocking group stages I think we've ever seen from a major European nation. They're 4-11 to win this match. But let's not forget, Romania were fantastic in that first game, and it kind of puts into context the results since then. If you think about how that collateral form looks now, Belgium have got it all on here. The draw is 4-1. Romania look overpriced at 15-2 for me. Look, I'm not saying that Romania are going to go and beat Belgium, but they're not going to lay down, are they? I think if you're going for a bet on the outright, on the match prices, then you have to include both teams to score, because Romania showed that they can score goals, racketing 3 in that first match. So Belgium to win and both teams to score is 15-8. So that's just under 2-1. The score draw is 13-2, and Romania are 12-1 with both teams scoring in this one. I think it's really interesting. I mean, De Bruyne is going to have to play really well, I think, to get Belgium purring. We've got a flash odds, so it's a £20 maximum bet on this one. De Bruyne to have a shot on target in the match was 2-5. Now even money, but Belgium have to win. I mean, for me, 3 points for the other three teams. They're on 0. If they don't get much out of this, they're going to have it all on, I think, in that last match to qualify from the group.
And Lee, I'm going to really put this to you. Of course, if Belgium, as your odds makers suspect, do win the game, that will mean that with the game to go, all 4 teams will have the 3 points.
Yeah.
So what's the current betting? I'm running halfway through the group, don't forget, for people to qualify.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's interesting is that Belgium are 2-9 to qualify from this group, which I think, again, it's like you're thinking, I mean, I couldn't have that bet right now, to be honest with you, with Romania in the way. I think if they weren't playing Romania, maybe you could have it, but no, I wouldn't be having that. Romania are 12-1 on to qualify from the group. Belgium are 2-9, Slovakia are 1-4, and Ukraine are 4-5. All 4 teams are odds on to qualify from this group. It's a remarkable group. I mean, I know, go figure. It's a remarkable group. I've got a hunch. I honestly got a hunch that Romania gets something out of this game. Maybe it's only a draw, and I think if you're going to go for a draw, you go for a score draw. One of the things that I really like in this game, and having watched that first match, is I think there'll be goals, over 2.5 goals. I can see Lukaku get on the score sheet, but I thought Dennis Mann was fantastic for Romania. Set 2 of the goals up, so him to assist, Lukaku to score, and over 2.5 goals.